Tonight's episode of The Tagline is brought to you tonight by your audio company here. Do you specialize in audio equipment? We'd be interested to hear from you. Please feel free to drop us a line at Cinefanatics MLP on Twitter or Instagram. Anyways, on with tonight's show. Everybody, we are the Cinefanatics, and it is the tagline, the show where the tagline is the title. My name is Robert Adams. That's Chris Adams. He's over there monitoring our audio at the beginning of this episode to make sure everything sounds good, and we are ready to roll tonight. How is everyone doing? It is Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm hoping everything sounds good. He's bopping and weaving like everything is on fire, so audio is good.
We are quiet and we need to be turned up.
Okay, I am going to turn that audio up. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have got, finally, we're like, 19 episodes in? I think we have finally got a lock on our audio issues. So, volume going up. Here's the thing.
We'll see.
If you're listening right now, I am turning the volume up. So, make sure you're adjusting your volume down if you had it, like, really low. You know how volume works. Apparently you do, we don't. So that's what I'm doing is I'm adjusting it. Does that sound good? You let me know here in a minute.
Yeah, we're got on a delay here. Give me a second.
So there's like about a 20, 30 second delay here. So the show is started. We are going, and I am psyched for tonight's episode because of a lot of things that we'll talk about as we get through this episode. Apparently that's how this thing works. While he's continuing to listen, though, I don't know, man. We started doing this on podcasts, so
I would do it just a little bit higher.
It's really important. The audio should be higher?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry about podcast listeners. We next episode we should be completely fine. We'll never have to do this ever again.
Yeah.
But I'm having to turn my volume way up in order to hear us.
I wonder if you can hear all my clicking on here too.
I don't know.
Can you hear the click, 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 click? So I'm gonna keep it right there for right now. So I know we're starting this off with a whole lot of hey, let's just test our stuff.
It's because we didn't have enough time to do this beforehand because
I had to close tonight.
Yeah.
Which means I have to stay at the store until all of our customers are completely out of the store, and then I have to hightail it home and quickly get all this set up and ready to go. So that's what we're looking at. Show started real quiet. Sounds better now. Robert a little higher to match Chris. Yeah. So there is definitely a voice difference.
You know what's really hard is actually listening to you while you're talking.
I know, because there's the delay. That's the problem is I'm a very I could be a very loud and boisterous person when I'm not being thrown into a Schmoedown match 30 minutes before it starts.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I think you need to go up a little bit.
You think I need to go up a little?
Yeah. I think I'm fine. I think you need to go up a little bit.
All right. Well, here's where I wear headphones and look like a professional. So I'm gonna adjust this just
We're
a
getting
bit.
There.
We are almost there, y'all.
We are getting there.
We are beyond Bon Jovi. We are more than halfway there. We are all so close. And no more prayers are needed because I think we've dialed it in pretty well. So,
okay, hold on just a second.
Thank you, Garth McMurray in the chat for letting us know. Again,
right.
Those of y'all who are in the chat for this show, please let us know if there is anything you feel like we need to correct, if the audio seems a little off. Let us know so we can make adjustments on the fly, because apparently that's how you start a show. I mean, here's the thing. Look back at when the Schmoedown Entertainment Network first started. When Christian Harloff first started it, they had technical issues. It happens.
They needed SD cards, and their frame rate needed SD cards, and
the frame rate needed. So the frame rate was. I know the frame rate was completely infamous. But the thing is, when you start a show off, especially when you're starting the show from the ground up, you need to make those changes. You need to be able to do it on the fly. And this is the best way. You get a good, loyal audience, people who absolutely adore you for who you are and what you do, and they'll just let you know, and they're not going to hold it against you, right? Yeah. I think.
You know
maybe.
You know what I'm going to hold against you? Why is it so dang hot in here?
I
We're
turned the
fine.
AC down.
Well, go make sure it's on.
Just needs a little echo now and then.
Yeah.
That
We need that little bit of echo coming back.
It needs an echo, or it has an echo.
Well, he said he needs a little echo, so we're missing our echo. We're missing our trademark echo.
That's a part of us.
Yeah, that's not a trademark.
Echo.
Anyway, guys, so let's do a real actual intro here since we've now passed all that audio stuff. This is going to be on the podcast because I don't want to go back and edit this one. What's going on, guys? We are the Cinefanatics. This is the tagline. My name's Chris Adams. That's Robert Adams. And
I like how we just introduce one another.
Yeah,
I did that too. I'm Robert Adams. That's Chris Adams. And he's like, I'm Chris Adams. That's Robert Adams.
I'm just kind of blasting through it too. Welcome to the tagline. We are going to be talking movie news. We're going to be talking all sorts of stuff. We're going to be doing a little Schmoedown talk at the end, just to cover some things. There's going to be some stuff that's going to be changing on this show too. We will get into that when we get there.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Is it?
The changes.
Oh, the changes.
Time to face the strange changes.
We don't have the...
By the way, for those of y'all who want to know, that's the tattoo that I have on my arm. That's exactly what that means. Plus, there's a weird maze in there.
Oh, I thought it was the Illuminati.
No, the Schmo.
No,
I can't
Illuminati.
say it. I can't say it.
Schmoedown. When
I can't
the
say
moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, Schmoedown.
Here's the thing. I've been stuck at work all day, so all I've seen...
Are you sure that AC is on?
Yes. I've been stuck at work all day, so all I've seen...
Oh, buddy.
All I've seen all day is this hashtag Schmoedown going like all over Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and I'm like, I have no idea what this means. So apparently it has to do with Backstage that played today. You watched Backstage earlier.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to watch Backstage. I think I have an idea what it's about, but yeah, we might like lightly touch upon that later.
Yeah,
but
just a little bit later. But yeah, so like we said at the top of the show, we want to mention this. We mentioned this last week. We're going to mention this now that we have proper audio going. We are now on podcast. It's funny that we introduced that on a week that our audio sucked, but hey, that's the way life works sometimes, especially in the year 2020.
That's just the Alanis Morissette ironic right there.
Yeah, right? except No, that is Alanis Morissette irony.
It's just coincidence.
It's still a bad coincidence. Anyway, yeah, we are on podcast now, so you can find us on the Spotifys, you can find us on the Google Plays, you can find us on the Apples, anywhere you get a podcast, that's where you can find us. Go ahead and when you are on the Apple Podcast, give us a nice little rate and review over there. Drop a solid 5-star and let them know that you love the Cinefanatics. They're new at this. They're kind of rough around the edges, but they're doing good. They're great boys, and we love
around
them.
The edges.
We're always rough around the edges. Yeah.
No, I am rough around the edges. You're silky smooth.
I don't have any edges.
You're like a baby's bottom.
I don't have any edges. Look,
no,
edge free.
Yeah.
For those of you listening on audio, I was rubbing my face just now.
Yeah, sure, your face. Is that what you call it?
It's the thing that has the eyes and the nose and the mouth. Yep, that's what I call it.
That's fantastic.
That's a weird place for your eyes to be.
Here's the thing. So, Garth, this is weird because of the placement of all this everything. I'm having to like dodge my microphone here so I can see the computer in front of me.
Move your computer.
I know, but the stuff
that's
is
why my computer's right here.
This is fantastic television.
It's even better. It's even better radio.
Yeah. Early SCN live episodes, they had a camera on cardboard boxes instead of a tripod. Oh. Yeah, if you could only see the computer that we use for this, that's like kind of over here off to the side. If you could see this, it's sitting on.
I don't think I can pull this off.
I don't think so either, but it's a 3-inch gel memory foam mattress topper.
You don't have to specify what kind of box it is. It's just sitting on a box.
I think it's fun, like what kind of box it is.
I don't know if this is going to work. It's not focused.
No, focus.
It's not going to focus.
Focus, dang you, focus.
It's not an autofocus.
You're going to have to put it on Instagram.
I would have to manually focus it. Anyway, that's the computer sitting on the
So
box.
for those of you who want to see what that looks like, you're going to have to probably go to our Instagram or Twitter.
I'm not going to post that on Instagram.
Well, I'll post it on Instagram later. And
y'all will never see it. It's not that important.
Everybody likes the behind the scenes. Raise your hand in the chat if you like the behind the scenes photos, because I know I do.
What's funny is there's actually emojis where people can do that.
Yeah. So hit the emoji if you know how to do that, because anyways,
hard pass.
How was your week?
Week is all right. Week is doing pretty good. Today's rough. Woke up. Apparently, I sleep wrong all the time.
Yeah,
I've noticed this as I've gone to the chiropractor multiple times, pretty much once a week. And today was I was just super locked up, and so he snapped my neck, spun my head around, and basically dang near killed me, which is okay. I pay him for that.
You pay a guy to almost kill you.
I pay a guy to almost kill me every week, which is fine.
I'm amazed that you see that in like action movies all the time, where they grab a person and like,
yeah, it's so unrealistic.
And then like you go to the chiropractor, and that's almost exactly what they do.
Yeah,
they grab your head, they quickly snap your neck, and you're like, oh, I feel better. Like, no, you should be dead, according to an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah, so I don't know what the difference is. Like, I'm guessing it's because it's just where the doctor happens to grab your head, but
yeah,
he's able to do it, and it cracks me pretty good every week.
Doctor cracks you pretty good.
Cracks me pretty good. So
they used to send that out, hashtag getting cracked pretty good.
Getting cracked pretty good. That's the problem with today, though, and you know that I slept wrong and woke up pretty locked up. If he went ahead and did that, and then I had to take 4 ibuprofen and drink 2 cups of coffee later in the day, and the headache still wants to take over, and I'm not letting it because I'm stronger than that.
So basically what you're saying is we need that marijuana legislature to pass in Texas pretty soon.
I don't know.
Actually, I don't think that would help you.
I don't know if marijuana really helps you if your bones are just out of line.
Yeah, because so a lot of your issue is like equilibrium and vertigo type of thing because of that.
It's because my bones in my neck are like, wow.
So for those of y'all, quick backstory: you were in a car accident years ago, and we believe that this car accident was the cause of that.
Initially, I was having like vertigo issues and stuff. Vertigo sucks, guys. If you haven't experienced vertigo, never do it. It's just an awful thing.
If you've seen like maybe a couple of our videos before, there's been videos where you haven't been able to move or so. I know one of my favorite ones was our review for the Lego 2, where we're all wearing jackets and stuff. You go to turn, and your turning is like.
Have you seen Batman Begins? Or really any of the Batman movies prior to that? That's how I was moving.
You can't turn your head.
The head couldn't move, so the whole body went with it.
Yeah. So that one worked good because we're spiking that mic pretty much when I'm laughing. I need to learn. So here's the thing.
You need to learn to laugh quieter.
I will apologize if this is getting spiked while you're listening to it. It's because I haven't learned that I'm going to be loud. I need to be way the F back here. So the thing is
F stands for fun.
Fun.
Way the fun back here.
I had a coworker say that today. She was saying, like, back when I was younger and I was young, dumb, full of fun, and I was like, oh my God, you made that G-rated. You started saying that sentence. I'm like, is she going to say it? Is she going to say it? No.
Young, dumb, and full of what else could it possibly be?
Fun. She was full of fun. So I was like, you turned an R-rated phrase that we all know and love into a G-rated phrase.
I hate to interrupt the great thing, but let's get ready to talk. Schmoedown podcast is in our chat, and once again, we are their 2 favorite people. I believe that's our good friend, Sugar Bear. Shuggy. Anyway.
Here's the funny thing. I grew up like in the 90s. Saying that you're loved by Suge Knight, not necessarily a thing that you would think like,
But I feel like he owns the Suge Knight name now, and the real Suge Knight is no longer a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
he is the real Suge Knight now. There is no other Suge Knight. This user in our chat.
Yeah.
we love him though. He had us on his show.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll go on there again someday.
Speaking of which, while we're bringing that up, Christian Harloff over in the Schmoedown Facebook page, what was it, yesterday?
Schmoedown.
Was it yesterday or the day before?
That was yesterday.
Posted a thing to name your top 5 after shows. I'm actually really pleased by the amount of people that we had claiming Cinefanatics.
More people than ever before are starting to say our names.
Yeah, and that's great.
That's a win for all of us.
Woo! I like that, seeing how we've both actually been on the Schmoedown.
Yeah, well,
I played, but I mean,
the back of my head was there.
The back of your head visited the Schmoedown.
The back
for
of my head
a brief minute.
The back of my head was on the Schmoedown, while the front of my head talked to Emma.
The back of your head was like, "Hi, Emma." But I'm really pleased by the amount of people that we have, like, essentially clamoring for us on the Facebook page. We don't have...
Keep our name in your mouth.
We don't have Camshaft in the chat yet.
Yeah, she'll be here. Both her accounts will be here.
Yeah, but I expect to be visited by both Camshafts here in a little bit.
She will definitely like it on two accounts.
She she brought up a thing yesterday when we were watching the Call to Action, Chill to Action with Coy Jandreau.
Yeah,
she brought up a thing about
what a guy that guy is.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that episode was fantastic.
That's a good one.
From start to end, that was a phenomenal Chill to Action.
Coy is an amazing human being.
Yeah, he's a national treasure, should be protected at all costs. I know a lot of people say that and throw that around. Coy actually is like that.
That's a quick plug. On YouTube, Coy Jandreau. Just search Coy Jandreau on YouTube and just get lost in his way of speaking. And
it's not like that's a major popular name anyway, so, I mean, you'll find his channel.
Yeah.
Coy's a fantastic person. So Coy brought up in that we were like, basically, I'm going to paraphrase, I'm sorry, but we were like on the forefront of his mind as far as when it came time to draft for the Schmoedown.
We were in contention.
We were in contention for it, which I didn't know he was really, like, I know he had said stuff to us before, but I didn't know he really was like heavily thinking about us until then. And then Camshaft in the chat was bringing up the whole like draft the Cinefanatics.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: we are free agents on the Schmoedown.
Do it.
We're still free agents, which, I mean, okay. Current 2020 year aside, just all of that aside, I know. I understand how this year is going and everything. I'm completely okay with where we're at right now.
Sucks.
Yeah. I'm hoping this is done by 2021. And I would like to see, as both of us are fans of the movie Trivia Schmoedown, and if you haven't seen the movie Trivia Schmoedown, we'll talk about it some more a little bit later.
I said that before.
Yeah. We'll explain what it is and everything, but I would say if you want to see, those of y'all who are putting in like hashtag draft Cinefanatics or draft the Cine, if you're saying draft the Cinefanatics,
start tweeting it to the managers.
Put this out like on Twitter. Tweet the managers. Tweet a manager that you like. You don't have to tweet all the managers.
No, tweet all the managers.
But I mean, tweet a manager. Here's the thing.
What can it hurt?
We're personalities on here. Which
finally we got a personality.
I'll leave this fantastic. I've been growing on this for 30-something years.
I've been trying to work on my personality for all my life.
Yeah,
finally got one. Mom, I'm somebody.
But I want to say, I want to leave this up to the people who are watching us. Who do you think we're a fit for? You could think of like storylines or some kind of like the way we should be approaching this. Tweet at the managers, let them know. Tweet at Christian, let him know. Putting us in front of people's faces is what's going to ensure that we get drafted.
Oh yeah.
Now here's the thing. Like, I know we're doing our part by like still talking about Schmoedown.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, freaking Starship Troopers. I love that movie. Doing stuff like the Schmoedown reactions, talking about the Schmoedown, that's fine. We're pulling in the Schmoedown audience. Doing stuff like the Video Chronic quizzes, like, I'm hoping people are starting to understand, we know movies. And it's kind of hard, especially right now, because there just really isn't much to do as far as movies. There's no movie trailers, really. There's no new movies coming out except on Hulu, and we'll talk about that here in a minute.
I'm starting to notice a trend on this show. Everything is we'll talk about it here in a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like all the like awesome cool stuff is later in the show, so you stick around and make sure. I remember back like was it SEN or I think it was even back in like in Collider Live, they would title the show with like what the main topic, and everyone's in the chat like, hey, did they talk about this yet? Have they gotten to this yet? Have they done the Palm Springs review yet? No, we haven't gotten that yet. Hold on a second.
Right. Nobody ever asked us that.
That's the way YouTube works.
Real quick,
we need to get into
I want to touch on some of these in the chat. Specifically, let's get ready to talk Schmoedown. So our dear friend Shug there says, can we separate you? The answer to that is, why would you want to?
Yeah.
If we're going to be honest about that, yes, I understandably that if we get drafted by a team that we take up 2 roster spots, but the kicker there is that you don't want to split us up. If you want a good team, you don't want to split us up. We're brothers who have known each other our entire lives. We know what each other knows, and we know how we think. It is strategically smart to keep us together.
You've known me your entire life. I haven't known you my entire life. So,
okay, I'm making a point.
I'm the older brother.
Stop detracting from the point.
So here's the thing, and this is another thing that we understand when going into the draft this year.
Yeah.
First of all, we live in Austin, Texas. For those of you who don't know, we're Texas boys. We like Whataburger and Torchy's tacos. Where's Jake?
Yeehaw, y'all.
Oh, wait, Jake doesn't like us. Never mind. So...
That's why he's not here.
Oh, okay.
If he liked us, he'd be in our chat right now.
So, wow.
Bazinga.
But yeah, it's the thing. We're not in LA, so we're not. It's not necessarily easy for us to just quickly drive down the road to the Schmoedown studio and film something.
Yeah.
It does take like some pre-planning and like some advance notice.
Wait,
and
you mean
also,
you can't do 22 hours just on a
good
on that drop of a hat?
And then yeah, you have to give up 2 spots on your team.
Again,
now,
strategically speaking.
Granted, when I first played, this wasn't a thing. It was shortly a thing thereafter, but it wasn't a thing at that time.
True.
And that you didn't have teams, you didn't have drafts, so it could just be, hey, we want to bring a new team on. Let's get those 2 Cinefanatics guys.
But here's the thing about how the draft's going to work this next time around. I know we're talking a lot of Schmoedown stuff. We'll get into some movie news and stuff here in just a second. The way it's going to work this next time around, though, is that each faction is able to hold on to 3 of their members, provided those members want to sign with them. Mm-hmm. They're able to protect 3 people on their team. That means the rest of their team is going to be back up into draftable territory, which means there's going to be some people that some factions will be like, hey, we liked you, but
you didn't really perform well for us.
We're gonna try some new people this time, just to see, maybe just roll the dice on some new people.
Maybe.
So factions will have 2 spots to give to a new team, and if there's 2 guys who are coming in saying like, you want us as a team, it's hard to pass up on the idea of like, well, I just dropped a couple teams. I could use at least a good B team on my faction. Let's give them a shot. That strategically is where it's going to make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, again, if y'all want to see that, if y'all are sitting there helping to support us by saying like draft the Cinefanatics, drop that on Twitter and Instagram or the social medias. Let them know that you want to see us and where you want to see us at. That will be the most helpful. Also, what's helpful is the fact that there is Streamlabs, the link up above his head.
There it is.
I hate this freaking box
right there.
that I'm like, yeah, it's over there. And then
it's right
there's
there.
Patreon that's up here above my hair.
This link right here.
In fact, my hair is like constantly pointing at it the entire time. So
there we go. Yeah, look at the angle of the lens.
The angle of the dangle.
Angle of the lens.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So make sure if you have any questions, you can drop them on the Streamlabs. You can drop Super Chat. We prefer Streamlabs. All YouTubers would prefer Streamlabs because Streamlabs doesn't take as much as YouTube does. But Patreon, we're making changes to the Patreon, or did we already make changes?
I already made some changes. Here's the thing, and we'll be full transparent on what's happening with the Patreon. At the $5 tier, we were doing those live Schmoedown play along, watch along things.
No, we weren't.
Yeah, we can't do those anymore. It's just flat out not gonna work. There's just a mess of reasons why that doesn't end up working out, so we can't actually do those right now.
Basically, it deals with live streaming and copyright strikes. So
yeah, and then even still, like, we could do it like we do.
If y'all have any questions, feel free to ask Garth in the chat. He'll be free to answer any of those questions in regards to that.
We can do it like we do movie watch-alongs, where you would open up a separate tab and watch it along with us. But the problem is that unless we all have some kind of like ad blocker or the YouTube Premium or what have you, one of us might get an ad when the other one doesn't, and it just throws off the ability to sync up there. So it's just flat out not going to be able to work all the way around.
Yeah. So we've made some changes to that, namely that I believe the change, and we need to get this prepared for this episode actually.
That's easy.
Okay. Is that as of right now, at that tier on up, so if you're a part of the $10 tier, you're included in this as well.
Yeah, $5 and $10 tiers.
But the $5 and $10 tier, you will get called out by name at the end of the tagline every week. Every week that you're still a Patreon member. So if you drop your membership within like the past week, we're not calling you out the next episode. But But like again, some of our we'll still have potentially some of the videos where we might have like the thanks to our Patreons, like we've been doing lately.
Yeah.
The pre-recorded Schmoedown reactions and whatnot. The end card has said like thanks to our patrons and has listed names. Yeah. We're actually going to shout you out on our. When I say that, it sounds like it's a bad thing. Like you don't want to be shouted out.
We're gonna give you straight up on air gratitude.
Yes, absolutely.
By name.
So. Garth is like, we tried 3 or 4 times. Yeah, that was a fiasco.
It was a hoot.
Yeah. If y'all want to see all that like insanity, feel free to get on the $5 tier, and you could probably still access it on the Patreon.
No one blames you if you don't want to do that, though.
Yeah, it was fun. Patreon.com/Cinefanatics if you want to join that. That will help us out because we've got some plans.
We've got a bunch of plans. There's new series that we want to try to start doing here pretty soon. There's new ways that we're going to be doing different old pieces of content that we were already doing. So the way to get all of this and the way to try all of it and do new things is we've got to start getting our support ramping up. So if you are out there and you love us, you love watching us, you're here every week supporting us on the tagline by watching the video, and you haven't jumped on the Patreon yet, consider jumping on it.
There's a $1 tier.
At least at the $1 tier. Yeah. Every dollar really does help, and every dollar we are so thankful for. So feel free to just consider jumping on there. It really helps us out and would be a big support, big help, especially in the year of 2020, which blows financially, because there's a lot. I mean, yeah, there's a lot that we want to do. The job that I do delivering groceries, we want to start getting me off of that here pretty soon and start doing more and more things for the channel, more and more things for the overall business that will raise the production value and just the value of our brand in general all the way around. So every dollar is going to help us out a lot. And also tell your friends.
Yeah.
Tell your friends to watch us.
Hop on that their Twitter and say like, hey, these guys need support. They're good guys and they need your help. Please consider watching their content and jumping on and supporting them.
Speaking of which, right at the top of this, we had MovieFanobi dropped a Streamlabs donation saying, Adams bro, I watched Palm Springs with my lady over the weekend. Not too shabby. Groundhog Day has special effects, has a special place in my old heart. I love Edge of Tomorrow, Back to the Future is classic. Both flawed people, especially the girl. J.K. Simmons rocks. Steve. Thank you, Steve, MovieFanobi, for that donation.
Steve Fanobi. What I like about that is that Steve is technically his nickname there, and MovieFanobi is his real name. So we give him like an official like Schmo name essentially.
Yeah.
Movie Steve Fanobi.
PC says got to go. We'll come back for that Palm Springs reviews. Thank you, Paula. Hopefully we will see you later.
Yeah, come on back. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be a blast. Anyway, so
we'll do some movie news first though, so you got a little bit of time.
Yeah. So real quick, you talked about your week, and then we diverted into a whole bunch of stuff, a whole mess of stuff.
Because we're both ADD, ADHD, whatever you want to call it, and we don't know how to stay on track.
Yeah, my week was fine. I need to sleep more. Anyways, moving on.
No, you don't.
So, what have you managed to watch over this past week? Let's touch upon these like real quick.
Well, obviously,
because I know one of these we could a couple of these we could talk about.
Obviously. Yeah, so there's two of them. One we're going to be talking about tonight as our main subject, Palm Springs, that just released on Hulu. Mm-hmm. The other one, though, I know I watched first because I was like really dead set on wanting to see it, and then I told you to watch it, so you watched it also. So we both saw Blind Spotting, which, real quick for those of you who haven't seen it, that is a movie starring Daveed Diggs of Hamilton fame.
Hamilton.
If you watch Hamilton, I know we talked about it last week, but he plays both Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson in that stage show.
We talked about it, but the microphones didn't hear us.
The microphones did not hear us. That's fine. So yeah, he comes from that. That's one of the places he comes from that a lot of people know him from. Him and his bud Raphael Case. I don't know actually how to pronounce his last name, but the two of them are the leads in this movie. It's basically, what is it? It was like the biggest telling of racial racial interaction, what have you, since what was the Spike?
They compared it to Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
which that was a fantastic movie too back then.
Right.
That's definitely Do the Right Thing is definitely one you should see if you've never seen it. And then I would put I agree. I would put Blind Spotting up there with this.
So flat out, those of you who haven't seen Blind Spotting, you need to see this movie. I know it's on, especially right now, because it is on HBO Max right now. It's about to leave HBO Max soon, so if you do have an HBO Max subscription, I would watch it. I don't even know. It
probably
might,
by the end of this month.
It might actually be gone by now.
I
actually want to check.
Yeah, typically those are usually on a month-per-month basis, so it might be gone by the end of this month. Here's the thing, though. If it's leaving HBO Max because of because of the subject matter of that movie, I'm pretty sure if it leaves HBO Max, it's probably going to pop up like on Netflix or something.
Maybe. That's probably true. But without knowing where it might pop up later, it is leaving HBO Max soon, so this will be one of your last few chances to catch it on there. It is still on there.
Yeah.
Anyway, fantastic movie. It's got so many layers and so many things to pick up on and catch about how the two main characters interact, two, what it says about, say, like, because they're in Oakland, so say that region of Oakland that they live in, and then just on the whole, what is it based on? What is it speaking to in terms of like police brutality and?
Yeah, there's definitely like one, especially if you watch the trailer for this movie. There's definitely a shot in there that plays directly into exactly what's going on now, or at least I'm not spoiling anything, but it plays basically kind of like what happened with George Floyd. And that's kind of like a catalyst at the beginning of this movie for how everything else is leading up into a fantastic ending, I would say.
Oh yeah, so the movie's just flat out amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much more you can say outside of like, hey, look, it's a good watch. It's very serious. It has some very intense moments that don't let you escape. You are in them, and it does not let you run from them. You have to face them. But it also has those moments before and after where it kind of lightens the mood and gives you some levity. But in the middle of the levity, it's also making statements too. It's just all around a fantastic movie.
And here's the thing, like I remember when that trailer first came out, there was like some funny parts of that trailer, and I was like, that's cute. But I was like, overall, I don't feel the need to go rush and see that. Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know if it was with you or with anyone else I was talking to, but like I remember talking about that movie before, and I was like, is that the movie where all the guys are sitting like in that like essentially a monster car like Cadillac talking about like buying guns off of the one dude that was actually in an Uber or whatever? I was like, that was a funny part, but the rest of the trailer looked kind of meh. Like if you've seen the trailer and you thought meh, ignore it then. Forget the trailer. The trailer wasn't for you. Watch the movie. You'll appreciate it.
It's shot beautifully. It's written beautifully.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's got so many layers. It is on retrospect, because we're saying retrospect now. It came out in, I believe, 2018. So on retrospect, it is probably one of the best movies of 2018.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at my list, but I feel semi-confident in saying that it's at least probably the top 2 or 3 movies of 2018.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go back and look at what I put in 2018. But
other than Palm Springs, did you watch anything else new this week?
I think it was just those two. I'm still doing a lot of rewatching of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for the fun season, because this year sucks, and I wanted the lightheartedness of that great show. And HBO Max, love this service. It's giving us Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. So I'm trying to look back. I rewatched Bucket List. Absolutely love Bucket List.
Is that the Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson. Great movie. Love that movie.
Listen here, Morgan. We're going to go jump out of an airplane.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever actually really tried a Jack Nicholson.
I met Jack Nicholson in 19... I cannot do a Morgan Freeman impression.
That was awful.
Oh.
Andy Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne came to Shawshank Prison.
Neither one of us are...
I would love to be able to do a Morgan Freeman impression. What's the guy that does the YouTube videos?
Well, you're talking about Zay Frank?
Zay Frank. Yes.
And
if y'all haven't seen
he's not an official Morgan Freeman impression.
No, it's Morgan Freeman-esque.
He's doing like a narrator stereotype that sounds like Morgan Freeman.
So this guy, he's a YouTuber. He's actually a very, very smart, very entrepreneurial type of guy. And then he does these particular videos on the side. This is his side like hustle type of thing.
Yeah.
He takes like National Geographic footage of animals, and then he puts what sounds like a Morgan Freeman narration on it, and it's hilarious. He goes, I believe, if I remember correctly, he goes like full R-rated on it too, right?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes. And
It's
he'll be
not necessarily family friendly because he does some fun like little sexual humor and stuff here and there.
Yeah. So this is how the monitor lizards get it on.
Yeah,
and that's how the monitor lizards do.
That's how the monitor lizards do. Yeah, I think the best one that I've heard is still Josh Robert Thompson. When he was when he was on SCN Live and he did that the Morgan Freeman as Jar Jar Binks. Classic.
Absolutely.
100%.
The other thing I caught up on is because it dropped on Disney Plus was X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Why?
I
mean that one's a good one, but
it's a good one, and I hadn't seen it in a minute. But here's the thing: it dropped on Disney Plus unedited. That's the thing.
There's a news topic there too.
So this is going to be slightly talking about a news topic. This movie was dropped, and I don't feel like we need to go into like the actual meat and potatoes of this, but
the meat and potatoes are potentially a double standard on Disney Plus.
Yeah, this movie was dropped on Disney Plus. This was made as an actual announcement today that this was, I guess. Again, those of y'all in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first movie on Disney Plus that officially drops an F-bomb. Because they didn't edit it. The ones from
First
Hamilton
Class wasn't on there, right? First Class wasn't on there first?
No, I don't think so. Was there an F-bomb in First Class?
Would have been Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, it was the Wolverine one. Yeah. No, I don't think First Class is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I don't necessarily... Because they didn't drop any F-bombs in Hamilton. I don't know.
They edited all of them, and the one that they thought was an F-bomb was at one part he just says
F.
He says F. He says fuck.
Well, there's that one too,
and doesn't end it.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually end it. He just says like the FU and drags it out.
Yeah, so I mean, so this is the first movie that actually like full on drops an F-bomb, and this is
it shows Wolverine's butt.
Got a huge jacked man booty in there.
Yeah, and they didn't edit it. They couldn't make Wolverine's hair go so long as to cover his butt, so they're like, F it. We'll just let it show.
There's the booty. Here comes booty, rocking the booty. There's the booty.
Nice throwback. So there was that, and it brought up the question of a double standard, which again, we're not here to really debate double standards, but at the same time you're like,
yeah, there's a whole conversation behind why can we not show the woman's booty, but we're still okay showing the man's booty, and the man's booty wasn't shown in humor. It was just full on, hey, here's someone's butt.
Yeah.
You like it? There's a butt.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand.
Why are you showing one and you're not showing both?
The question is like, we all remember the infamous when Splash was put on Disney Plus that they extended her hair, which is the joke I was making. They extended her hair to kind of cover her butt when she goes running off into the ocean, as you can see, completely plastered all over the internet, and. The difference is like, say, because a woman's butt is more satisfying to look at, it's more.
Ooh, careful.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not doing for my opinion.
So anyway, there's a potential double standard there that you're willing to show a man's butt, but you're not willing to show a female's butt.
Yeah,
that's so. Okay. AJ in the chat is saying, here's the difference. Hugh Jackman is a religious figure. Here's the thing. The man is sculpted like a nice sculpture from the old Roman style. So maybe that's why they were cool with showing his butt, because he's an old religious sculpture, essentially.
It is the thing that, like female nudity is supposedly attractive, and male nudity in movies is humorous.
That's been the old adage.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, it's one human's butt, it's another human's butt. So why are we?
We all have butts. We know what a butt looks like. It's just a thing with a crack in it. I mean,
but We should move on from this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, so I watched that this past week.
It's not actually one of our news stories. We just went off on a butt tangent.
Yeah.
Hashtag butt tangents.
Butt tangents. Butt tangents are real. So looking through.
So yeah,
let's get into first of all, before
news.
we bring up anything else, MovieFanobi dropped a $4.99 super chat. Adams Brothers are big teases. LOL. Heard Robert Adams will be in a future Video Chronic Matrix Revolution quiz. Yeah. So
Can you not call me a tease? That brings up bad memories of high school.
So last night, excellent. I know what you're referencing.
You don't. I just made that up.
It went around town.
Oh, okay.
Last night, Video Drew. If y'all aren't fans of Video Drew's YouTube channel,
There's another channel we can just flat out promote that isn't our channel.
I'm okay with that. You can like and subscribe to our channel too. It's real easy. It's right down there. It's right below the window you're watching us.
We promote people we like.
But yeah, I'm here to help promote other people as well. Yeah. So I don't feel like that's wrong to do. But last night there was the Video Chronic quiz of Matrix Reloaded, which that was a really good quiz. It's put on by Video Drew and
Bomb quiz
and Nerd Chronic, Eric Rodriguez, who edits the Schmoedown videos. Can't talk anymore.
Hashtag Yodi for Chronic.
Hashtag Yodi for Chronic. Yeah. And so
if you don't know what that means, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
So it was a good quiz. Everyone was doing a fantastic job. But I feel the need that I want to play in this. I love the Matrix movies. I love even Reloaded and Revolutions are like as far as movie quality goes. The first Matrix was fantastic.
Let me play in it.
But
I want to do the quiz.
you sound like Mr. Herbert from Family Guy.
No, I was trying to sound like Stuart from Mad TV.
Oh, you sound like Mr. Herbert.
Let me do it. No.
I got ice cream down in the basement.
Don't touch me.
You could take your shirt off if you like.
No, that's a very different character.
No. Anyways, so
yes, there's going to be a Matrix Revolutions quiz, and he's going to be in it.
I guess. I challenged him. I was like whoever wins this, I want in on the Matrix Revolution. So
right.
Keep your eye out for that on Video Drew's YouTube channel for the Matrix Revolutions quiz, because that's going to be a lot of fun to do.
Whoop, whoop. We have 2 or 3 actual news stories from this last week that we want to talk about.
There really wasn't much news. There was a whole lot of what I would call filler. Stuff like Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, it's the wrong Giancarlo.
once into the MCU.
Yeah.
Who should he play?
Kang
the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror,
absolutely. So I know there's a lot of people that are like, we would like to see him play Magneto.
Ooh, careful.
I know. I know where this one can go.
He's not Jewish. Magneto's Jewish.
The thing is like, I understand. I don't know. That was weird.
You bopped the mic.
The thing is like, say Fan Stick, for example.
Good Lord.
I know. We're treading dangerous territory here, y'all. We'll push the envelope a little bit.
No.
Okay, that sounded like Stuart.
Stuart,
no. That Fan Stick, they put Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
The movie was bad.
The movie was terrible, but I mean,
it wasn't because of Michael B. Jordan, though.
It wasn't because absolutely not at all whatsoever. 100% wasn't because of Michael B. Jordan, which I know that's what a lot of people were thinking before the movie came out.
That's ridiculous.
A lot of people were like, "You can't make a black person." Yeah, we know, we get that. Everybody was saying that.
Flat out, move on. What you can't do is you can't make Fan Stick.
That too. So here's the thing. Now people are. It got brought up for him to play Magneto. This is a character which, in the comic books, it is a key importance as to his ethnicity and his.
That he's Jewish.
Yeah, he's Jewish. His origin.
He went through the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Which, here's the thing. The only problem with that, and why I understand if people want to modernize it and actually hey, we're gonna actually change up Magneto's origin story, which you would have to do that, is because at some point we're gonna be so far along in history that it doesn't make any feasible sense for Magneto to have been in the Holocaust, because he would be dead by now.
And there's the thing, and that's the thing that the X-Men movies didn't really touch about. By the way, we're like on the 20th anniversary of X-Men being released.
Dope.
The original X-Men. It's been 20 years since that movie came out. Wow.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. In the comics, for those of y'all familiar with the comics, Magneto, again, kind of like the movies, was a kid during the Holocaust.
Yep.
In the comics, though, they've explained his youthful appearance by the fact that he's been like rejuvenated, and at one point he was even reduced back down to an infant and then had to be like grown back up type of thing. It's comic books, okay?
Yeah.
You can't do that in a movie.
Yeah, in terms of like how movies play out, in terms of how movies play out, you can do it now more than you ever could have before.
Yeah.
Given how much we can bend with time and rules based on what Endgame was able to do very successfully. Now we could probably do that, and it could work, but I don't know if you necessarily want to necessarily do that. I don't know.
But we've earned that. Here's the thing.
Spending a lot of time on Magneto.
This is the nice thing, is that over the course, and I know a lot of people say that X-Men is the main focal point for bringing comic book movies. Focal point. I'm trying to like burp here. It's the main focal point for bringing comic book movies to the forefront. I will argue, and I know a lot of people, especially those of us who are the people who are watching us and have been watching us, would probably all agree Blade really was the main push for legitimizing comic book movies, especially after the failure of the Joel Schumacher Batman movies.
Yeah.
That those are what kind of helped push comic book movies to the forefront. Blade absolutely was legitimate. Most people did not know Blade was based off a comic book, unless you just so happen to see that little blurb in the opening credits, like Blade, created by, I believe it was like Marv Wolfman, which funny name. And
good old Marv Wolfman.
Wolfman created the Blade. Anyways, the thing is we've gone years of comic book movies. They started off with like essentially Blade, which was just a vampire movie. Okay, got it. Just a basic horror movie. Then you moved on, you pushed the envelope a little bit more with X-Men. Okay, these people were born with powers. Not necessarily have to be based off a comic book, but...
I'm very interested in where you're going with this.
And then you got Spider-Man. Spider-Man, hands down, absolutely, you cannot hide it, based off a comic book.
Sure.
And the first two Spider-Man movies, fantastic. Absolutely were like those helped being the trailblazers for comic book movies. Then you get like in the later ones when like the Christopher Nolan relaunched Batman movies. You got the beginnings of the MCU. We have earned where comic book movies are at now. You can do absurd things like what Avengers Endgame did with, or I would say Infinity War and Endgame, with killing off pretty much everyone and then bringing them all back. And Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home,
with Mysterio,
which brought in the idea of a multiverse. We're now basically on the precipice of movies hitting that stupid like comic book level of unbelievability.
Yeah.
And you've earned that ability.
You know what we've also earned?
Huh.
The ability that now that we've seen a character portrayed a specific way, you could also change his origin up completely.
And I agree. Typically, normally, if this was like the beginning of the X-Men saga, I would completely like, no, he has to be.
Let's see how he was in the comics first, and then let's do something with the character.
I would argue hardcore. No, has to be a white guy who was a kid during the Holocaust. That is the character of Magneto.
You want to see the translation from panel to screen directly.
But now here's the thing, and like Giancarlo Esposito, I believe he's Puerto Rican.
I believe so, yeah.
Something like that. I mean, let's take him out of this conversation for a minute. Let's say, like, if they want to cast a black actor for Magneto, let's put him, like, during the civil
During the 60s?
Yeah,
During,
like
the civil
60s
rights.
civil rights. That's what I was gonna say, Civil War, and that was wrong time period.
That definitely did not happen in the 60s.
That was before World War II.
Yeah.
Let's put him like during the civil rights movement. Like let's pick an area where there was a lot of hardcore racism going on.
That works on multiple levels because that's kind of what X-Men was touching on.
Exactly.
Generally speaking. So that would be actually be a very interesting take to go on.
But again, comic book movies have earned that right to be able to make that kind of change, and I'm kind of here's the thing, I'm kind of all for it, and especially because we're talking about redoing a character for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which has already thrown like a couple of different ways of displaying a Marvel character,
right?
And you're like, okay, this kind of works. We never fully got the Arnim Zola from Captain America with the face on the torso with the camera for a head. We got something that was also
starting off when the MC was coming out, and you couldn't pull that off just yet.
Here's the thing: you could probably do that now.
Oh yeah, after Guardians of the Galaxy, you could definitely do that now.
Yeah, we got a talking raccoon in a tree.
But I mean, so what you're looking at is a situation where comic book movies are so ingrained in our culture that you could take somebody of an ethnicity that's very different than how they were portrayed in the comics, and you could utilize that opportunity to tell a story in the midst of kind of the stories that we need to hear nowadays, where you have the civil rights type stuff that we apparently still need to deal with today. So you have that opportunity where you could actually change up the race of Magneto and utilize that for a story that speaks to the culture of what's going on today. And you can utilize comic book movies to do that because those are the movies that speak to culture now.
Freaking Garth put like his entire history into the chat.
Ooh, look at that. He was
born in Copenhagen.
So he's from Denmark, Italian. Okay. So here's the thing. I believe that he has a lot of different countries of origin in his blood.
Yeah.
He is a man of culture, so to speak. Which you can definitely tell it comes through because that man is a powerhouse actor too.
So he's half Italian, half
half
African American. Okay. So here's the thing, though. At the end of the day, I mean, unfortunately, not my judgment, but it is based off of like looks and how he's portrayed. They could very well portray Magneto, Eric. I don't know if you could call him Eric Lyncher, though. That's kind of I don't know.
He came from Denmark. Why not?
I don't know. Maybe
it works.
I could see putting Magneto in during like a massive like racist thing during the civil rights,
or even today.
Let's
be honest. Honest.
Okay, but then now we're talking about age. I don't think Giancarlo Esposito was born today. So
yeah. So. Anyway, but all that topic aside, I know that's the one that a lot of people...
That's the main one people are talking about.
That's the one.
But Kang!
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. I want him as Kang more so because of how powerhouse he is as an actor and the level of actor you need portraying Kang and how Kang's personality is. He is a very astute individual, very smart, very well-spoken individual, and he just comes with a heavy gravitas that I think someone like Giancarlo Esposito can handle. Plus, I'm just picturing it, and it just flat out would be freaking awesome. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I actually do like the idea of him playing Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah. The other one that people have been saying is Mr. Sinister. Which that one could work too.
I could potentially see him as Mr. Sinister.
That also is another
Essex.
That's another character that has gravitas to him that you need somebody who is an actor with gravitas to handle. That could work too.
I could see. Oh man, here's the thing. We could go off on a tangent about this.
Yeah,
like insane because I love the X-Men. I grew up as a comic book fan, so I know all this backstory. I know all this history. I could talk about it easily.
Mm-hmm.
I could sit here and have conversations with Coy Jandreau, and we're both like like the whole time.
Yeah, but this also yeah, but totally that too, but also this thing.
Yeah. So I mean, for example, we went to Action Movie Anatomy last summer.
Yep.
We were on Action Movie Anatomy with Andrew Guy and Coy Jandreau
talking about
Far From Home. And after that was over, we sat there. We hung out for a little while with both of them, and Coy was talking about Spider-Man, and the whole time we're like, and we're talking about, yeah, this is what we really liked about it. Like, we nerded out with Coy Jandro about Spider-Man, and it was so much fun. Like, I really want to do that again. So again, we could go off on a whole tangent about comic book movies, but
Garth just said in the chat he'd be a great Mephisto too. He would be a good Mephisto also.
yeah, he would actually.
That's a good call too.
He would be really good as Mephisto. Yeah.
Anyway,
and that's when I want to see like Silver Surfer come in on that as well. Again,
still voiced by Lawrence Fishburne.
I could go off on a whole tangent.
Yeah, they really could.
Especially if we're going to talk about Silver Surfer.
At the end of the day, Giancarlo Esposito for MCU equals yes, please. We'll take that.
Absolutely,
we will take that immediately.
Let me see real quick. AJ Lancaster dropped Streamlabs in. If they do Civil Rights Magneto Xavier, I'd say flip the script and do Giancarlo Esposito as Xavier and Denzel Washington as Malcolm X-esque Magneto. That's good.
That's an idea.
That's definitely a good idea to go down.
That is an idea.
The problem here, touching upon that again real quick. Here's the thing.
Do we have to?
when you do focus it on like the civil rights, I'm wondering if you're what's that phrase when something's a little too on the nose. Like the whole thing about mutants is kind of
the
like
phrase you're looking for is on the nose.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That it is like an allegory for racism. Mm-hmm. That's what mutants and X-Men were all about. Now, if we're actually going to start talking about racism and make the characters like black,
look, some people you just need to spell it out straight to their face. You know, sometimes we've had the X-Men movies already, and they've done the touch and go. It's a story for people who identify for different sexual orientations or this, that, or the other, for race, for all these individuals who feel oppressed or are oppressed in different ways. X-Men speak to all of that.
Yeah.
Now you're just saying that, hey, we're just going to spell it out directly for you because you weren't paying attention before.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to the next topic. Apparently they're talking about, or they've decided to make a Bird Box 2.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
God, please no.
Probably pass on that idea. That movie was terrible. Moving on.
I haven't heard of this. Is that real?
Yes.
Oh.
Moving on. God. Ludacris did an interview recently where he was talking. He dropped hints that this Fast and Furious 9, which should have been out already.
A couple months ago. Yep.
Yeah, we should have all been seeing it. And we're like, that movie's amazing. Apparently, there's a potential chance that it might go to outer space. Which we're expecting anyways, but...
sorry, let me put on my surprised face.
Yeah. This is kind of like, hey, by the way, we're about to get this thing that has a chemical compound of H2O. By the way, just to let you know, it may be wet.
For those of you listening on audio, my surprised face is just a blank stare. I don't feel like I need to explain that.
Yeah, because everyone pretty much knows what you mean when you say, this is my surprised face.
I am not surprised. Is what I'm getting at. I'm just not surprised. Yeah, that's the idea. But the I have the video open right in front of me, and I just looked down to see myself staring into my soul. That was crazy. Anyway, yeah, you're trying it too now. Really?
I want to try it.
Okay.
You're not the only one that gets to have this fun.
We kind of expect them to do that. What they didn't tell you is that it's not actually going to be in Fast 9. It's going to be in Fast 10, and it's going to star Tom Cruise, and they are actually going to space.
Yeah, like it's all one giant... Dude, if they get Tom Cruise on a Fast and the Furious movie...
Secretly, Elon Musk has been talking to both Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, dude, that is creepy. You're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's terrifying.
Here's the thing. What if they do Fast and Furious 10? They get Tom Cruise... and it's Ethan Hunt.
Right. You just all of a sudden connected the Mission Impossible and Fast and Furious universes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't want it, but I'm also...
You want it. You want it.
I'll see it.
Yeah.
Just like Jason Momoa as Frosty the Snowman. I'd see it. I don't know if it's going to be good, but I'll see it. Garth, Bird Box 2, the unboxing.
Oof.
I'm thinking Bird Box 2, Electric Birdaloo.
Bird Box 2, the box.
Bird Box 2, the bird is the word. Anyway, yeah, that was an awful movie, and I'm not watching the sequel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why we're barely talking about it.
I'm just not going to see the sequel. I want to make it very clear that I hate that movie.
Doesn't require any more talking. This doesn't need to be a giant tangent.
Bird Box 2 was the worst piece of crap I've seen, whatever year it came out. I don't even care what year it came out now.
The bird crap that fell onto my car this morning was more interesting than Bird Box.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Fast and Furious possibly going to outer space. This would be cool. It's expected.
Fast and the Furious. Fast Stars, Furious Moon. Space, the Fast Frontier.
These are the voyages.
These are the voyages of Dominic
the family.
Toretto. These are the voyages of Dominic Toretto.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Corona. Oh, hey, oh.
Yeah, let's keep the Corona like strictly quarantined to planet Earth right now.
Sponsored by Corona because they had to push it to next year because of.
Yeah.
Anyway. What's the next news topic?
Next news thing. There has been an overwhelming
weird show this has been.
Amount of not only fan art, but apparently this actually is a news story. Janelle Monae playing Storm.
Yes, please.
I am down for this.
I've seen some really good people picked for Storm lately. I can't name them all off the top of my head, but Janelle Monae is definitely one of those that I'm like, yes, please. I would 100% take that.
Yeah. So Janelle Monae has she's been doing pretty well as an actress lately. One of the things I really liked her in was Moonlight.
Yeah.
That movie that won the Oscar for Best Picture eventually.
we got there eventually.
But yeah, like if you look, and here's the thing, one of the changes I would like to make to this is when I start referencing these actors or actresses, I want to be able to put the picture up here. So if you look at a picture of Janelle Monae, which as of right now, this second, you're free to open another browser tab and like just Google Janelle Monae and you'll see what she looks like. She looks like Storm.
She looks like Janelle Monae.
Well, I mean, okay, put some like white silver streak hair on her. She looks like Storm.
Dude, she could rock either regular long hair or a mohawk.
Yeah.
Depending on what they want to do with her.
Yeah. Definitely. So I'm all in favor of this. Now,
yeah.
The thing to keep in mind is that we've already, unfortunately, the human race as a whole has missed out the opportunity on the perfect Storm. Because they didn't do the X-Men movie back when the X-Men cartoon was extremely popular back in the like 92.
Yeah.
When X-Men the animated series came out. You missed out, unfortunately, on the perfect Storm, that being one Miss Angela Bassett.
Yeah, that was... Angela Bassett is to Storm as I believe Patrick Stewart was to Professor X.
Absolutely.
And that's... As long as we're still talking about X-Men here, quick side note... I am not looking forward to them having to recast Professor X.
No, again.
James McAvoy did a great job.
They squeaked by with James McAvoy. I think he was okay.
But yeah, Patrick Stewart was just perfect. Janelle Monae as Storm, though. Again, yes, please.
Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston is Professor X.
What's his name? You keep talking. I'll figure it out.
Anyway, so yeah, apparently there's a big push for that, and like so many people on the internet.
Mark Strong was I thinking Mark Strong?
If he wants to be like the evil Professor X, he usually always plays like a bad guy.
He played a good guy in
Kingsman.
Yeah.
But there's been a whole lot of people who have done fantastic fan art of Janelle Monae as Storm, and apparently she's come out and she's said, like, yes, would love to. And great opportunity is the fact that she's also age appropriate for Chadwick Boseman, so they could just lead straight into the whole, like, T'Challa starts having a love interest in Aurora Monroe.
A different love interest.
Yeah. Gets rid of Nikita and is now interested in Aurora Monroe.
That is one of the things that kind of frustrates me a little bit, is because initially I would have said Lupita Nyong'o as Aurora Monroe, as Storm.
Yeah.
I don't know what further use they get from the character of Nikita. But I can't dodge the fact that the X-Men are actually coming into the MCU now. They are going to eventually be in the MCU, which means you are going to have you can't dodge that Black Panther and Storm will be a couple.
Potentially, yeah.
You just can't dodge that. That's going to happen.
I think the more important thing we're looking at, though, is you have to recast Wolverine, and good luck to whoever's job that is.
Yeah.
It's not mine, and thank God.
Yeah, I mean, because, recasting Hugh Jackman is like recasting Iron Man. Anyway.
That's like recasting Willy Wonka.
They did that, though.
Yeah.
Good point. Anyway.
So speaking of rehashing things over and over and over and over again and over and over and over
Which
again.
we've been known to do from time to time and from
time
other times.
And time and more time.
Time after time.
There was a movie that was released on Hulu this past weekend that apparently is all of the rage. And that was Palm Springs. Congratulations, y'all have made it to our main topic of the night.
Woo! We got there.
We got there,
it's only
people.
an hour and 5 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, only. So this movie again plays upon if y'all seen the movie, let us know in the chat. Let us know what you think about it. I want to say we're pretty much trying to keep this fairly spoiler free.
Does anybody in the chat care about spoilers?
Well,
I know we're gonna have people watch this on
and I
replay
know we might have people watch it on a replay or listen to the podcast. I don't necessarily want to. So the thing I want to say that we really want to stay away from is the end. Essentially, the end.
End of the movie.
Whether they make it as a couple and what exactly happens for them being in the time loop, getting out of the time loop. Does that happen? Who knows?
Was there really a time loop?
Yeah.
What's happening?
So there is a time loop. I mean,
there's a time.
If you've watched the trailer, you understand that.
It's a time loop.
But this is really, with the exception of Groundhog Day, which was, I would say, considered kind of a rom-com as well. This is another one of those entries into a time loop where the person's repeating the same day over and over and over again. We saw it, originally we saw it, here's the thing, if y'all understand this is fantastic. Originally we saw it in a made-for-TV movie called 1201, which was based off of a short called, I believe it was called 1201 AM, I believe. Garth, correct me in the chat.
Yeah. Just automatically assume he knows. And
yeah.
it might be a safe bet.
Yeah. So 1201 starred Jonathan Silverman from carrying the dead boss around.
Oh,
Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's. Nice.
So he was in that movie. Yeah, exactly.
I can't do that.
So it starred him and Helen Slater and Martin Landau.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Silverman's character worked at a scientific thing. I don't think they were really
We're really diving this deep on 1201, are we?
Yeah. There was a time bounce that happened when they kicked in the time accelerator. Some stupid scientific jargon,
Gotta
mumbo
get to
jumbo.
88 miles per hour.
Yeah. And then he just starts reliving the same day.
The flux capacitor.
Lots of hilarity. His coworker is Jeremy Piven, who was really
Why?
funny, but he was just like that.
The
that
question of the day.
stereotypical sidekick.
The question of the day: why Jeremy Piven?
Yeah. So it was fantastic. I love that movie because that was my first foray into the concept of reliving the same day over and over again. Shortly after that movie aired on TV, Groundhog Day came out, which again, I was like, oh, well, I liked it when they did it on that made-for-TV movie. I'd like to see Bill Murray now do this.
Shortly after you watched it on TV, you watched it again on TV. And then you watched it again on video.
Lord, and Garth does not disappoint. He's got all the 411 on the 1201.
I don't believe that Garth's homepage is IMDb. I do believe that Garth is, at this point, probably just the personification of IMDb.
IMDb. Thank you, Garth, in the chat for this.
And or also Wikipedia.
Yeah. I knew it was based off a short story, but...
read from that 70s show, yeah.
Yeah. So then they did Groundhog Day, which that one was the more massive success because the other one was a made-for-TV movie.
It's the one that we now refer to whenever we talk about anything being a time loop movie.
Then you saw other movies that basically touched upon this, like Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat, whatever you want to call it. And then Happy Death Day to You.
Is Edge of Tomorrow finally getting a sequel?
Supposedly. It needs to. That movie, here's the thing, and that's one that we haven't really touched upon
people
yet.
know what I was referencing.
Yeah. Is other than Happy Death Day to You, we really haven't had like a sequel to this time loop thing. And Happy Death Day to You was like lightly, I would say loosely connected.
You have to see the movie to understand the story,
Yeah.
especially the sequel.
So Happy Death Day was, as for all intents and purposes, it was a time loop movie, but it was a horror movie. Ish. Really wasn't scary
I haven't
at
seen
all.
it yet, and I'll probably watch it at some point.
You could watch it easily. Absolutely easily. Happy Death Day to You was less horror and more of like, oh, sci-fi. Because then they started trying to back up why there's a time loop and the whole science. So Palm Springs, this one, it's a rom-com. It definitely, you got Andy Samberg.
It heavily leans into a rom-com genre. There's other genres that definitely bleed into it too.
You got Andy Samberg from Lonely Island, all of whom had a hand in producing this movie, and then you got Kristen Milotti, the mother from How I Met Your Mother.
Spoilers.
Oh, whatever. And so
we're doing you all a favor. Don't watch the end of that show.
Yeah, don't watch the end of How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. They met a mom. Okay. They met someone. They met a parent.
Yeah.
That these two meet over the course of a day repeating. And, I mean, if you watch the trailer, you can tell Andy Samberg, he knows of this day repeating type of thing. And Kristen Milotti's character inadvertently gets pulled into it as well. And now her day's repeating as well. And it's just the hijinks adventures of the two of them repeating the same day over and over and over again.
Yeah, and then you have some of the same shtick of, like, say, when Bill Murray was doing Groundhog Day, he's trying to find his way out of his time loop, and, you know, he does things that otherwise the rest of us who know that we only have one life to live would not normally do, like drive their car into or off of something.
Yeah. Like intentionally killing yourself and just still waking up the next day.
You get kind of the same idea here, the same premise here. The difference
because
is that
every single one of us would do stuff like that
Right.
if we were stuck in that. We'd eat everything known to man. We would do whatever we'd want with no consequences.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, you have the same kind of premise here, except this time you have it with the added benefit of having two people being able to play off of each other the entire way through.
Yeah, which this is the first time we've seen that because for the most part, other than Edge of Tomorrow,
this is the first one where like everybody that we're following in the movie is kind of stuck in the same time
they're all
loop.
in the time loop as well.
And they're all aware they're in it and that they're this, that, and the other.
I don't recall we've ever seen more than one character stuck in the time loop at once.
Yeah.
Like Edge of Tomorrow, he's in the time loop. She used to be in the time loop, but she's not in the time loop anymore. But she's aware of how the time loop works. Yeah. But no, you haven't had multiple characters stuck in the time loop at the same time.
Which I did think that was a very interesting dynamic for this movie to take. Which,
yeah.
I do like that because it really makes it very relatable in terms of like, hey, if for some reason this was scientifically a real possible thing, which, you know, who knows, multiverses and such. If this was scientifically a real possible thing, what would you do if you and one other person were stuck reliving the same day for all of eternity?
Which adds a whole new dynamic to it.
Yeah.
Is that now you have that person-to-person interaction while you are both reliving the same day at the same exact time.
That's basically what I just said.
Yeah. The same experiences.
It's like
he says one thing and I reiterate it in a completely different way.
Like we're
welcome to the Cinefanatics.
Yeah, guys. So this is the tagline. My name is Chris Adams. That's
I'm Robert Adams.
And so the Schmoedown is something that. Anyway, what I think what I really enjoyed though, and we can touch on it here a little bit, is just their character interaction.
Yeah.
The characters themselves. This is I will say, this is actually a different role for Andy Samberg. You definitely have some of his like kind of same shtick, some of the stuff that you know him from like Lonely Island type stuff. But there's definitely beats of a lot more serious portrayal happening in here when he's up against like more serious emotionally weighted stuff.
Because here's the thing, I'm going to go out on a small tangent here, and I'm going to throw what might possibly be a hot take. I don't like Hot Rod. Yeah, I thought Hot Rod was a little too juvenile for
You've
me.
clearly never partied a day in your life.
I for some reason, like some of the humor, the storyline of Hot Rod, just
You are not cool beans. Cool beans. Beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool.
What?
Cool beans. Beans.
What are you talking
beans,
about?
Beans.
What are you talking about?
Why are you saying what that way?
Saying what?
Exactly.
What way?
So you're sitting here trying to like quote it, and you're trying to have fun quoting a
because
movie.
that part I
and
did
you
like.
don't like.
I did like that. I like the what way?
You need to rewatch that movie with a completely different frame of mind.
Yeah,
Hot
stoned.
Rod, yeah, pretty much. You can't legally do that in Texas yet.
Nope,
So.
I'm gonna have to wait, or I'm gonna have to go out to California.
Next
so
time we take a trip to LA, you're just gonna spend the entire time watching Hot Rod.
Next time we go out to see like the Schmoedown Live or like Schmoedown Studio or whatever, while we happen to be there, I'm just happen to watch Hot Rod stoned. Yeah, that's the thing I want to do.
Yeah, you do that. I'm gonna go actually have fun doing things. In
Yeah,
California.
I'd rather do that.
So yeah, I think what you have here is a very different character for Andy Samberg. I don't know if I can really say the same for Kristen Milotti, because this definitely feels like something that was in her wheelhouse.
Yeah, but this is the first time, as far as from what I've seen, that she's really been like front and center.
Yeah,
I mean,
which deservedly so. She's
How
great.
I Met Your Mother. She was, even though she was the titular mother, she was the side. She was a side character.
You can't say that word on this channel.
I know. I tried.
You cannot say mother.
I tried to make sure. Yeah.
Stop saying mother.
Yeah. She was, for all intents and purposes, a side character.
Yeah,
And that's kind of why the ending of that show sucks. She also had like a small role, so like Wolf of Wall Street.
yeah.
She had a very small role in that as well. This is the first time that I've seen.
You mean she wasn't the titular wolf in The Wolf of Wall Street?
No, she was not the titular wolf in Wolf of Wall
She's
Street.
the titular street?
She was not the titular street either.
Was she a wall?
No, she was not a titular wall.
I
That
can-
was Pink Floyd.
Hey, can I be honest with you?
What?
This bit is stupid.
It is. Is this the titular stupid point in this?
This is the stupid bit that we do every episode. Why do we have a channel? That's the shtick. Anyway, what were you saying about the fine actress that is Kristen Milotti?
From what I've seen, and again, I haven't seen everything. I don't have that kind of power or ability or time.
PC says, by the way, how dare you? Hot Rod is great.
Yeah, I know.
Look,
I knew
PC,
I was going to catch
once
some
again,
flack for that.
I'm with you.
And thank you for being a Patreon member.
He's not with you, but I'm with you.
That this is probably like the first, like, foremost where she really is, like, again, front and center. She's one of the lead characters of this movie. And I think she does fantastic, given that when this movie opens, he's already going through this time loop, and she's the one who's being thrown in. So we're kind of following her point of view.
She's our eyes into the story. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that plays very well. The other one that I want to mention is J.K. Simmons.
He's doing J.K. Simmons things, and J.K. Simmons is great. All right, moving on.
His character in this movie, though, I will say, I don't know if you agree. I'm pretty sure you agree.
I disagree vehemently because it's you saying it.
Did you say vehemently?
Vehemently.
Okay. He's easily the best character of
Giancarlo Stanton.
this whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
The best character. He is the personification of the entire range of human emotion in this movie.
I very rarely, if ever, dislike anything that J.K. Simmons does.
True.
I actually don't think I've ever seen something that I did not like him in. There's been movies that he's been in that I don't necessarily like or don't enjoy as much.
Lady Killers.
Yeah, but
his character in Lady Killers was good.
But his character wasn't the fault with that movie.
No. That was just a weird movie. That was a weird Coen Brothers movie.
In fact, I like Farmers commercials because of him.
Yeah. We are farmers. Da, 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 da. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
That's the phrase I was actually trying to remember.
Yeah.
Got there before me.
I do like J.K. Simmons. He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
Like I agree. Almost everything I've seen him in has been phenomenal. Maybe even if the movie wasn't that good, he was like one of the best parts of that movie.
I even liked his little bit in La La Land.
Oh, I forgot he was in there. Okay, maybe I don't like him that much. But
You're really just getting on PC's bad side tonight. She's gonna pop out of that chat and beat you.
Yeah,
and I am not going to stop her.
That'll be interesting to see. So I love his character in this movie. His character, unfortunately, they don't use him too much, but they use him very like pivotally. In that when you need that punch of human emotion, that's when he's there, and it completely plays natural and it works. So well.
There's a really great scene, and I'm not going to dive into spoilers. There's a really great scene between him and Andy Samberg later on into the movie.
Yes,
that I think was probably one of the standout scenes of the entire film.
Absolutely. Yes, the one where he comes to the realization thing.
Yeah, they're sharing the drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
that was a great scene.
That really was. Overall, because I think we can do the overall for the most part here, unless there's anything else we really want to touch on about this.
I like how this movie began. I like where this movie went. And I like how this movie ended.
And it had some nice like twists.
That sounded so general.
It had some nice like twists and turns, and
it does.
It had things that you weren't expecting kind of happen here and there. And I think overall it really helped out the story a lot.
So
things that I wouldn't like, I was actually okay with, just based on how they played into the overall story and what they were telling.
So I'll put it this way: I had heard of a movie that was Groundhog Day-esque that was happening potentially on Hulu, and I was thinking about this the other day, and then you told me about it, and that's where we were sitting there in my room while I was working on something or another, and we watched the trailer to this. I was like, oh yeah, I want to see this, and it was within a matter of days I watched it.
Yeah.
This movie, I will say, easily has probably jumped to one of my top favorites of this year. Granted,
it doesn't have much competition.
That's a short list.
Oh, really? So it beat Birds of Prey, Sonic, and Bad Boys 3.
Here's the thing: because of
those are the only other movies.
The lack of movie theaters, I have not looked at my list of like top movies of this year in a while.
Yeah, I need to relook at that.
And I want to say my my number one on that was probably
is Bloodshot.
No, God, I think my number one on that was Color Out of Space,
which I will never put on my list because
I
will probably
not want to watch it.
I will probably not watch it.
That's definitely a movie for those of y'all who just want to expand your mind and you don't mind like a little bit of horror and gore and weirdness.
That's not my style.
Also stars the Schmoedown's Brendan Meyer.
Schmoedown and the OA's very own
Brendan Meyer.
And KJ Meyer.
Nicolas Cage as Brendan Meyer's father. The bees! The bees!
Sorry.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to do that. I don't know why. Something just came over me. Anyway. We should rank this thing.
Yeah. Out of 10?
Out of 10. I think that overall I think that it was great. It was a very clocking in at about an hour and a half, it was very well paced. It told the story that it needed to tell. I think they could have taken maybe a few more risks with it than they did.
Mm-hmm.
Storyline wise, there's a few more things that they probably could have played around with, but at the same time, I think they covered a lot of basis with what they were doing with the story that they were telling between the two main characters. They did a lot of really good character arc work with pretty much all of them. So I would say I'm leaning more towards a very healthy 7.5.
Okay. So I'm definitely down that same.
I've enjoyed other movies more for sure.
I'm definitely down that same idea. There's definitely some things me personally, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more like playful footage. Like what else could they have done? Showing just maybe quick like B-roll type footage of them just reliving a day. Like that was one of the things with Groundhog Day is we saw like quick flashing clips of Bill Murray just wasting days away. Like, hey, you know what? I could go in here and I could do this, kill myself, and I'm gonna relive the next day.
Give us more of a montage.
Like, yeah. Do more of a montagey thing of just straight getting into like your humanistic hedonism type of thing. Just go Go do whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah.
Have fun with the fact that you're reliving day and that there's absolutely no consequences. I would love to have seen maybe just a smidgen more of that.
Makes sense.
Just because I would like to see how these two characters would do that.
Maybe you might agree with this. I think the one thing that maybe the movie could have used a little bit more on is some explanation on certain things. Specifically, one thing that's standing out in my mind that I don't think there was there wasn't really any explanation on at all.
We could probably mention that without being spoilers because
The thing I'm thinking of, I would let
Is it the same thing that you mentioned to me earlier?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would let people just watch that in the movie.
At one point there's a creature that is shown.
Sure.
We'll just call it a creature because it's not a person. There's a living creature.
I just want to know how it got there and why it was there.
Yeah, and maybe we both need to rewatch this again. There has to be some kind of explanation. I don't feel like there was.
Full on explanation, full on behind the curtains. The only time I had to actually watch this was a couple hours ago, right before we did this. So
yeah,
I don't know if I really need to rewatch it. I literally just watched it a couple hours ago.
Well, I mean, okay. But I mean, I watched it a couple of days ago, and even I was still like, wait, why were they there?
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, but for the most part, what do you rate it?
I'll probably give it a good, solid 8. Because this was a really good movie, and I thought originally going into it, oh, okay, cute, a rom-com in a time loop. We've seen time loop. What can this movie do that's different when playing into that time? They did well. Yeah. They did very well. I think they handled the time loop story very well and did a good job at it. And I'm happy with it. I'm eager to watch this movie again later.
I feel I bumped mine up to an 8. No, PC, how can I
leave your Patreon?
Don't do it.
No. Don't do it.
Anyway, what was your ranking? What was your rating?
8.
8, yeah. I think I'll agree with you on that, actually. I think I'll bump it up from 7.5. Healthy 7.5 really is an 8. It's just like Scooby-Doo mask. Take the 7.5, healthy 7.5 off, and it's an 8. Anyway.
Ruggy?
Yeah, right. Before we move on to anything else, we got a couple of Streamlabs here. PC did drop in a 5 spot saying, loved Palm Springs. Have you guys ever been? You guys have to do the tram. It is so dope, and you can hike when you hit the top. Also might want to consider slitting for...
Oh, I guess splitting for MTS. Robert is face, Chris is heel.
Right.
Hey, here's the thing.
Yeah, splitting, yep.
We've actually discussed this very idea.
Chris is heel and Robert is face.
That's not what we discussed.
That's hilarious, actually.
We discussed it the other way around.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm a friendly guy.
But we have discussed that before.
I like to think so anyway.
Yeah. At that point, here's the thing. As far as how the Schmoedown gets, which we're about to dive into more of the Schmoedown here in a second, but as far as the Schmoedown goes, I think our first thing we want to hit is beyond the Schmoedown again, and then maybe we'll work on characters and stuff. Because you have teams like Only Stupid Answers. They're there to play the game.
And let's be honest also, real quick, is that typically when someone's going into the Schmoedown, their character work is also worked on with Christian.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, I'm going into the Schmoedown, and by the way, Christian, I'm just going to do what I want to do.
No,
not at all. That's not going to fly.
No.
It's got to work with the show, and 2, it's got to make sense storyline-wise. Like, as of right now, say we're talking about Schmoedown again, as of right now, Brandon Hanna is the heel of heels at the moment. Do you think that was completely his decision to do so if we're talking like behind the scenes backstage stuff? No, I think Christian's definitely helped along, definitely had a part in it. Whether you'll ever hear him outright admit it or not is beside the point. It's his show, it's his product ultimately. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be, with his knowledge of how the wrestling world works and heels and faces and factions and all that, he's definitely going to have the strongest hand in making sure that the product is the best that it can be. And that's going to have to fall in line with what he has. So, in terms of that, like in terms of character work, I leave that, if and when that comes down the line for us, that's going to be a discussion that's more so had with Christian, who runs the show, and how does that work?
Yeah. And I mean, the other point of contention on is we have to be characters or players that mean something.
Yeah.
If we go in there and we lose like the first match and we're probably rarely ever seen of again, we're not getting character work or anything. We were just there just like, hi, we're the Cinefanatics. Let's answer some questions and see you later. But if you start winning matches and you start performing and stuff and you're being invited back again and again, eventually you might have to start coming in with like some kind of a character work, because you need to have especially if you go in this like Cinderella story, hey, these guys were a part of the draft, they spent the entire season 7 and no one drafted them, and they were just eagerly hungry, waiting in wings, they want to answer questions, they want that victory, they want that glory. Y'all didn't pick them, and then all of a sudden they come in and they just completely dominate. I mean, here's the thing. It could happen, but they just come in and they completely dominate. I mean, there's a built-in storyline there, and there's a good chance that Christian may want to play upon that or take some version of that and expand upon it to fit the current like storyline, the role of the Schmoedown at that point. That would be fantastic. That's great. Completely up to Christian.
Right? Yeah. That's what comes
we
down
have
to.
no say in that whatsoever.
So her other question was, have we ever been to Palm Springs? Where is Palm Springs located? I don't feel like it's that far out of LA. I could be wrong on this completely, because like I'm not familiar with all of the California landscape. I know that we've driven to LA and we've passed through, say, like Joshua Tree.
I'm Googling Palm Springs, and it's telling me to go to Hulu.
Right. Yeah, that's what happens right now. So
so I'm on Google Maps, actually, so it just takes me straight there, and the first thing that pops up is, wear a mask. Stop spraying the COVID.
Stop your spitting on other people, apparently.
We've definitely passed through Palm Springs.
Yeah,
before.
is that...
Yeah, it's right next to I-10. So when we've driven to LA before, it's right alongside I-10.
Like near Coachella and all that?
Before that.
Before Coachella?
I'd actually say it's...
That feels
no,
about
sorry.
right.
No. Palm Springs is on the other side of Coachella.
Okay,
so it's after you pass that giant valley of windmills, which makes sense because they make a joke about that in that movie. So... I'm even.
Do they?
Yeah, they made a joke about the gigantic windmills, I believe.
I know that
I heard someone.
Yeah, no, we saw something recently that where they were talking about the windmills, but it wasn't.
That might have been blind spotting.
It was blind spotting. Yeah.
Was it blind spot? Okay.
Yep. You're getting your movies that you've seen this week confused.
You know, that's what happens when you watch a whole bunch of new movies for the first time all within 1 week.
And all those movies take place in Southern California.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, we've been through Palm Springs just on the way to LA, but. Yeah, it's right outside of LA.
It wasn't a stop there. It was just we passed through on our way to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if there's stuff to do there, if we ever do take that road trip ever again, I think right now we're more inclined to fly than drive. Although, who knows, with the way the world is now, we might be more inclined to drive than fly. Ugh. But yeah, gotta keep that in mind though. There's a tram in Palm Springs. It'd be dope to do.
Yeah.
Real quick, so next Streamlabs, Garth says, I just wanted to write in to say that Groundhog Day came out February 12th, 1993, but 1201 came out on July 5th, 1993. So please don't say that 1201 came first.
Oh,
Love you
good
guys.
point. Okay, so that might just be a matter of...
When you saw it?
When I saw it, because I was a kid. It's much easier as a kid to turn on the TV and watch a made-for-TV movie than it is to go to a movie theater to see a movie that doesn't involve 4 giant mutated turtles. I mean...
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like, when I was a kid...
I don't remember that in Groundhog Day.
Yeah, no. That's what I was saying. Like, when I was a kid, maybe Groundhog Day wasn't a movie I would go run to the movie theater for. I saw that definitely later on. I did not see Groundhog Day in the theater at all. But I did see 1201 when it first played on TV.
Yeah.
Because it was a made-for-TV movie. All I got to do is just turn on the frickin' TV and I could watch it.
Yeah.
Easy.
PC in the chat says PB Herman's Big Adventure Dino is on the way. Yeah, we have passed by that. We wanted to stop there, but it just wasn't ease of access to get off the highway to do so. And we just, at that point, once you reach that point on the adventure, you really just want to get there.
I think that's actually in my vlog video too.
Yeah.
I quickly shot it. We didn't stop, but as we were passing by it, I know I was holding the camera at the window like, oh, and there's the brontosaurus that Pee-wee and the waitress or whatever were in.
And there it goes. I hope
there
you
it
saw
goes.
it. Yeah. Yeah, once you reach that point on your trip from Austin to Los Angeles, you really just want to get to Los Angeles at that point. You're tired of being in the car.
Yeah, those of y'all who don't know, Austin to LA,
22 hours.
That's a long drive.
Yeah, typically there's a stop between there.
Yeah.
Although we diverted up because our mom is up in New Mexico, so we diverted up.
Yeah, we stopped,
out of the way.
We stopped at Albuquerque and crashed there.
Yeah, we divert out of the way, so that trip becomes like almost 30 hours.
So, I mean, quick fun plug if y'all are interested in us and who we are and stuff, we've created our own YouTube channel, I think our YouTube channel is just our names at this point, right?
Pretty much.
You can find our YouTube channels in the description.
I don't
of
know.
This.
Do you have MLP on your YouTube channel's name still?
I can't remember.
Mine is just my name.
You could either click on our names when you see it in the chat, like Chris's name is in the chat right now. Yep. You could either click on that or you click on we have the links to our individual YouTube channels down below. I know we're working on those. We've done vlogs. We've done vlogs of trips out to LA, especially like that first major one that I did.
That was 2018.
Yeah, the 2018 where we did stop in LA.
I did a multi-part vlog, like 5-part series or whatever.
Yeah, mine was almost daily as well. So it's basically the same trip from either one of us filming and editing. And
eventually, I don't know if I can speak for both of us, but I know I for sure want to get back to doing more content on my own channel. The problem is it's just
time. Time is a major factor.
I just don't have the I just don't have the time freedom to be able to do it right now. I have ideas and things that I'd like to do, and eventually I will be doing them because I want to do them.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then PC did one more donation to Streamlabs. Thank you so much, PC, by the way. Before we read it, I really appreciate the support. It's so awesome of you. She said, okay, change my mind. Robert Butabi, you're a heel. Also go to Palm Springs Tram. So you are the heel now.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. We're apparently, again, for those of you who don't understand, we are the Butabi brothers, apparently. And
yeah.
I'm not doing the head bop because my neck can't handle it, but let's be.
I have a hard time doing the head bop without actually listening to the song. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
Sir, you are pitchy.
Yeah.
Garth says your individual YouTube channels are not in the description. Yes, that's because I don't put them in the description.
You didn't put them in the description?
I never have.
I could have sworn they were.
Nope, I never have.
Nah.
Not on the tagline anyway.
Nah.
Oh, get over yourself.
Just click on our names. Click my name. There you
go. If you're on audio, you can't click a name.
Yes, if you're on audio, this completely doesn't work at all whatsoever. You'll have to go to our YouTube channel. It's at youtube.com/Cinefanatics.
Great radio.
And then you could go from there. Follow
Anyway.
the rabbit hole. Or breadcrumbs.
Anyway, big thanks to everybody who's put in Super Chats and Streamlabs tonight. If you want to do that again, you got Streamlabs right there.
Mm-hmm.
And we would very much appreciate it. But
let's talk about Schmoedown.
Let's talk about some Schmoedown because we got a little bit of time left on this here episode. And
so
I'm hungry and I haven't eaten anything tonight.
Yeah, story of our channel.
So
I mean, some of this, here's the thing: we're about to make some changes to this. One of the first changes that I'll go ahead and just kind of like wave down right now.
I don't think people can actually click our names.
You can't click our names?
I don't think you can click our names.
You can't click our names?
Anyway, you see our names. You can search for it by our names.
Yeah.
If you're that interested.
I'll put the links maybe here in a second. Yeah. Anyways. One of the things that we're about to be changing up is we're gonna start changing up how we do Schmoedown reactions. First and foremost, one of the first things that's going to happen with Schmoedown reactions is they're going to be all live streamed.
Yeah, so as of right now, There are 2 matches this week. The Chance Ellison versus Robert Parker match that's going to be on the Skybound Expo. Anyway, that match is going up. We will be pre-recording that one, and then we will be pre-recording the Kalinowski versus Zipper match starting next week with the first match of the semifinals in the Inner Geekdom tournament. We will start live streaming all of them, sans the upcoming pay-per-view matches.
Yes.
Those, because of how they are released, we will be pre-recording those reactions, and those will be released as they get released publicly to YouTube. So those will be pre-records also, but we are doing this in time for wrapping up Inner Geekdom, and then we are doing it in time to start the singles tournament as straight live reactions. I believe right now we are looking at wanting to do those on Thursdays and Fridays as those matches drop. There are other aspects to those reactions that we have in the works where sort of how we do them is going to change a little bit. We will be doing play-alongs as much as possible with these matches. I know going into the singles tournament, they're looking at doing potentially 4 matches a week. There might not be a possibility of doing 4 live streams if they're split up as 1 match per video, but
we are still trying to figure that one out.
If they're doing it like an undercard and main event per video, then there's a possibility of that. There are certain aspects to these, how they're going to happen, though, that we're going to be doing some new stuff. We're going to be doing a little bit more analysis in terms of strategy and gameplay. And ideally, I'm not dropping any names quite yet, but hopefully we can start getting some guests on some of these. Mm-hmm. So it's not just our bright and shining faces that you see every time. You also get some other personalities, some people who actually have personality on some of these. I'm really throwing us under the bus there.
I know, like you called me shiny just because my face reflects light way better than almost everyone else's.
No, that's okay. Anyway. That's the idea. We're going to be doing...
Even now, you look more tan than I do.
Would you shut up? I'm going to be doing...
I look like a ghost.
I'm going to take your microphone away from you.
I spent a lot of money on this.
We're going to be doing some new things with some of these reactions.
Y'all drop on the Patreon to get me another mic. Go ahead.
You are really beating that dead horse straight into the ground.
That was fun.
We're going to be doing some new fun things with these reactions, though, that hopefully include guests and more game analysis to where it's not just necessarily a reaction. It becomes a full-on after show. It takes that next evolutionary step into full-on after show. And that's because we're tired of being looked over for the dang award.
Seriously, yo. How long have we been doing this? How did we not get nominated?
That's only part of the reason why.
Oh, okay.
That's only... The other part is that, honestly, we've gotten to become such good friends with a lot of these other people who are in the Schmoedown that we just kind of want to hang out with them and watch the Schmoedown matches with them. And that's like low-key the reason why I want to do it. I just want to hang out with some of the Schmoedown personalities that we've gotten to know and do that. So hopefully you guys will tune in whenever we start doing that. We're doing the first test run on it coming up this next week, though, with... I think that we have our first guest nailed down. I'm not going to mention who it is right now. We'll make mention of that later on through our social media promotion. But we do have a guest coming up, I believe, on our first one. Hopefully this next week, and it's gonna be a ton of fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm looking
because we went straight with the jugular vein, like right off the bat. I mean, essentially, like backbone.
Yeah,
that's the hint I'll drop on there. That's the backbone right now.
Some very backbone individuals. Anyway, yeah. So that's gonna be a ton of fun. That's what we're doing. So what that means in terms of what we're doing on the tagline is, I would say this one will probably be. I know there's going to be these matches coming up this week that we're going to want to talk about somewhere, but this will probably be the last tagline that we do a whole Schmoedown section on. Tagline will end up reverting strictly to just movie news and talking about movies, maybe some fun and games.
So that was the one I was wanting to touch upon. Is the next thing that we're wanting to do is instead of talking about Schmoedown at the end, we're going to start moving this more into maybe like a more fun and games, more interaction with the chat. So stuff like...
but it's all going to be heavily movie-based rather than Schmoedown.
Yeah, it's going to be more talking about movies. I want to start moving into something as, for example, being that we are free agents in the Schmoedown, and we may get picked up again the next year.
Possibly.
One of the things that we have been doing this year, regardless of like stupid pandemic, is
Kissing the feet of the managers so that we can... What? No? We haven't been doing that?
well, we've done that too.
A few of them.
Is studying,
Oh, yeah.
watching movies that we haven't seen before. We have both dived back into Middle Earth to increase our Middle Earth knowledge.
Not a good example. I've already seen those movies before.
Well, I mean, that's why I said dived back into.
Yeah.
We've watched them before, but I mean, I couldn't retain Jack from it.
Jack Diddley.
Was Jack in the? I don't recall Jack in Middle
Jack
Earth.
Diddley was not in
Jack
Middle
was
Earth.
not in Middle Earth.
Nope.
Okay, so apparently I still need to watch the Hobbit movies. Was he in the Hobbit?
Jack Diddley was not in the Hobbit
Jack
movies
was-
either.
Okay.
His name was Dwalin.
Okay. Well, give me Kalinowski.
Give me Kalinowski.
So the thing is we have been actively not kidding ourselves. We're not getting drafted this year. We're not going to be a part of the Schmoedown this year.
Not in
That's
2020.
fine. Give us one whole year.
Doesn't
We
make
are
sense to do
studying for one whole year, and that's the thing. We know that.
I don't know about one whole year, maybe like half a year at this point.
Well, I mean, I still could plan on continuing.
Are you
to
stuck in
study.
a time loop in Palm Springs?
Probably.
This year's halfway over.
We know to be able to play in the actual Schmoedown, we need to have that movie knowledge. I don't want to be freezing on the first 4 questions again. I don't want us to be freezing on the first 4 questions. We need to get used to the lights. We do live stream shows. We have a YouTube channel. We answer movie questions.
I'm surprisingly used to the light. I thought these new lights that we got were going to be really annoying. I don't even notice them.
I don't.
And I look
know. I
dang
actually
good
really-
on camera.
I know. I do. I like these lights.
For those on audio, I'm rubbing my face again.
Now that we're done, like, completely talking about how awesome we are. Humble.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I want to play into this. I want to interact more with the chat because you guys in the chat are the backbone. Y'all aren't the ones guest appearing yet. But
There's other adjectives out there.
yeah, I can't think of any. It's been a long day.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Astounding.
I got yelled at by a guy who
Brilliant.
didn't want to wear his mask
Breathtaking.
to our store today, so whatever.
Breathtaking.
Breathtaking. You're breathtaking.
Yeah, that's right. I am.
Your mom's breathtaking.
Um,
Anyways,
why would you do that?
she lives in Albuquerque.
Maybe I will be the heel.
Maybe. So we want to be able to play more games. So this is the idea that I think that we have with this.
Or just have either games or just have like some really like specific movie discussions of some sort.
Depending on the scenario and what, like, if it's a light movie news week like this week was, maybe we supplement with a really good game. I want to turn this particular show as far as like the games and stuff. I want to kind of make this start branching more into like the games and the playfulness of like, say, Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but I want it movie based, movie oriented. That's where the direction of this show is going to go after we talk about movie news and everything.
Yep.
So there's the thing, like you got like SEN, they play around, they joke, they talk about movie news, they talk about Schmoedown. We're going to start playing some games and have some fun. So this is going to be a great show. This is going to be a massive popular show, a lot of fun to do.
That being said, it might also, like, typically we've been trying to keep to a 2-hour limit. It might shorten down in the future to maybe by like 30 minutes. And one of the things that we also want to do is we want to be respectful to not only our audience's time, but also the fact that a lot of people are streaming right now. And one of our favorites is Video Drew. And sometimes she starts her stream right
The
at...
one that I make the thumbnail for.
She starts the stream that you make the thumbnail for right at 10:30, which is typically like 30 minutes or an hour before we're usually done with this.
I'm
So-
like shooting myself. I'm making the thumbnail for the program that directly competes with this exact program.
So one of the things that we would love to do is that we would love to take our audience, however big or small it may be at any given point, and kind of have them raid her right after we're done.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things we're thinking about. We're thinking about what we would like to do, how we would like this show to be, and then also how we can utilize and leverage this show to be of value to the community at large.
Yep.
Because we love and care for all the other creators who are also trying to pave their own paths and make their own way in this space. So that's one of the things that we're looking at doing too. So we might the time for this show to be determined, but it might be cut back by like maybe 30 minutes or so. So going from like a 2 hour to an hour and a half. We shall see, because I know that we are past that hour and a half moment right now, and we wanted to touch a little bit on Schmoedown stuff too. So
PC says, need to send in a Schmobot. Butabi Brothers will kiss Harloff's butt. I don't know about kissing his butt. We've had enough talks with him. I think we're good. We're good enough. We're where we need to be in regards to talking to Christian. So
yeah.
But yeah, like I foresee a lot of fun, a lot of stuff that we could do with this. So therefore, Schmoedown talk is going to be weaned down.
It's going to be on
Wean.
We can't say it on this channel.
They were the ones that did the song for the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
The titular weens? Yeah, the
Weens.
titular weens were definitely doing that.
The titular weens.
The hashtag titular weens. Yeah, so the Schmoedown talk will be kept to, or in the future is going to be kept to Schmoedown-centric live streams that we will be doing based around reactions.
Yeah,
and
so if you want to hear us
stuff.
talk about Schmoedown, you got to watch those.
Yeah. So that's what will happen
That
there.
being said, talking upon this week.
Well, before we jump into some of the Schmoedown stuff for this week, PC did drop another Streamlab in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, dropped a 10 spot for us. PC is amazing, and she's on fire tonight. I love this. So for sure, guys, French dips on me if y'all come to LA. Almost said drips. We're talking about old Philippe. We're talking about Philippe.
Do Philippe?
Are we talking about Philippe? Because we are always down for
we are down for Philippe. I absolutely love Philippe.
She said swag, baby. Drips.
Drip drip.
Are we talking drip in terms of the au jus?
Yeah, because I will drip some au jus. I will drip some au jus all over. Wait, I don't know where this was going.
You should not be talking anymore ever.
That hot mustard is good though.
Yeah. Always down for some Philippe the original.
Yeah, if y'all are ever in LA, y'all gotta check out Philippe the original. It's like downtown, kind of over by Chinatown, over by Yankee Stadium?
And
is it Yankee?
And
No,
Disney,
not Yankee.
The Disney. The Disney.
I don't know
concert
my
hall.
baseball. What's the stadium that's over there?
Dodgers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's closer over to the Disney concert hall.
Ooh, I'd get shot.
Wow.
Yankees.
Oh my gosh, we really need to take that.
So we're here to talk about movies and not sports. So
PC said Kohl's. What's Kohl's? A new restaurant we haven't tried?
I feel like I've heard of that before.
I don't know. We haven't tried it though. I'm willing to try it.
I'm down
The
for a
thing
good
is, Philippe has kind of become like a tradition for us. The only time we haven't gone was during the draft, because we just flat out did not have time. We were there for like less than 24 hours.
Yeah, we had to save money, so we got in.
We didn't have time. It wasn't money. It was time.
We came in on a plane, got the lift straight to the draft, did the draft, went to the after show or the after thing at the Saddle Ranch. Then we went to Dan Merle's birthday party at the Den bar that was down the street.
And then hightailed that back to our hotel.
Back to the hotel to sleep for like 4 hours, and then get on the plane, get back to Austin. Yeah, all within one weekend.
We were in LA during the draft for less than 24 hours.
And that was how you weekend right.
Oh, it was great.
That was exactly how you weekend properly. That was so good.
Anyway, though, I'm absolutely down to try. She said new. No, it'd be new to us, PC, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's because we're absolutely down. Anytime we're visiting a different city, down to try any new food in that city that we have not tried yet. Philippe was one of those that we definitely looked up, tried, and was like, "Yep, that's our spot."
I was interested in Philippe because of Man vs. Food. We went, and then the first time we went to, you had already been to LA once.
Yeah.
I hadn't been, but when we went, I was like, "Hey, we go to LA, we're going to Philippe's. You show me like where to go, like Hollywood Boulevard and the Griffith Observatory."
Yeah, I showed you the spots that I've been to in LA.
And then I was like,
touristy
"But
spots.
we're going to this restaurant." You're like, "Okay, I guess we can go to wherever you want to go." We went there, and you're like, "Oh yeah, we're definitely coming here every time we go to LA."
Well, it's just a fantastic sandwich. Anyway, Cam Chef says, what hotel did you stay in?
It's been various so far.
There's some La Quintas. There's been some Ramadas.
I know my favorite has been the one in Glendale. That one hotel we stayed in Glendale,
literally right across the street from the Glendale Mall.
Yeah, that was probably like, it looked like a hole in the wall. It looked like it satisfied me perfectly.
It was.
That was not something to say on a live stream.
Yeah, it was, especially because you're staying with your brother in the same room.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was inexpensive.
The bathroom door didn't close.
It was. That was the La Quinta.
I thought it was that one.
That was the La Quinta the first year.
Oh.
No, it was inexpensive, and it was right across the street from a cheesecake factory that had a great ratio on their Jack and Coke.
That bartender knew how to mix a Jack and a Coke.
That bartender knew his way around the ratio.
Yeah,
that was something I tweeted out. It's completely neither here nor there. It didn't catch on. It was like
that one,
great ratio of your Jack and Coke there.
That one I liked just because it was easy to get to. Everything that we were in LA for, it was easy to get in and out of Glendale at that moment.
Yeah.
It was easy to get around from, including anything we needed to do in Burbank, like
somewhere around,
if there was
possibly pertaining to Collider.
If there was anything involving Collider or like
Schmoedown.
Some regular schmo people type of, Anyways, it was easy to get in and out of there.
I think we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for this week, again, I want to keep it short. Humphrey versus Barbarian, fantastic match.
I love John Humphrey. And
I love
Greg.
both of them.
Like, I could say that all day, every single time we talk about a match they're in. Their humor is my speed. So if we're talking about teams that I would want to be on, their humor is why I would feel like we would fit well. We would fit well with Koi.
Yeah. But Barbarian ended up pulling the win, which that's kind of what we thought going into that. Very well deserved. Yeah. I'm eager to see where he's going to go in this tournament, because I feel like he's going to be one of the heavies for this. And he's a lot of fun to play against on a Video Chronic quiz. I do like playing Barbarian.
Barbarian's just a great dude.
Yeah, he's
such a good dude.
I like Craig. Craig is a great personality, great fun person to talk to. Hannah versus Damon. That was a good match. Hannah lost.
That's what you like to see out of those heels, though, that you're supposed to hate.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We didn't talk about this. We did a live stream of that one.
Yeah.
Again, kind of testing off the live stream waters of a Schmoedown reaction.
Splashing in the live stream waters.
The one thing we didn't talk about, and the thing that I really like about the Schmoedown and the people involved in it, is keep in mind that some of these episodes, like that one, was filmed ahead of time. So come that Friday, you still have people like Brandon Hanna, who's great at character work, still, even though he's already played this match for all intents and purposes, is still keeping up the heel work on the match that he knows he's losing in.
Yeah.
That's where you find that amazing quality in the people involved in this sport.
It's because everybody loves the Schmoedown. And because they know how the product is supposed to be and they have a great love for the product, they do not want to undermine the value of the product by going, well, you know what? I'm not really going to promote that match because I lost it.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you have to, because it's a match you pre-recorded. And if you want to continue getting matches, you're going to have to play the game. And playing the game is being your character. And for the most part, no one's going to have a problem with that, because the characters that people put on
are fantastic.
For the most part, they really enjoy playing them. If you don't think Brandon Hanna's not having some fun right now doing this, then you're mistaken.
Or Guy. Guy is easily the example of creating a character for the Schmoedown and having a blast doing it. The only thing,
especially after backstage today.
Yeah. The only thing I feel bad about Guy is the people that originally, when he first came out with that dastardly persona, everyone was like, I don't like him. He's a Richard. And
Richard Guy.
And then it like, some people also, they still don't understand that there's a difference. But some people are like, oh, this is a character. He's actually a sweetie.
He's just a sweet thing.
He's a sweetheart.
old sweetie heart Andrew guy.
For anyone anyone in the chat, if you've met Andrew Guy, absolutely,
He's a righteous dude.
he's a righteous. Yeah. Wow.
Chicka bow bow. Oh yeah.
They like Andrew Guy. He's a righteous dude.
Anyway, yeah.
I could probably pull a pencil out of my hair, by the way.
That's true.
But yeah, the character work done by these heels is fantastic, and I think that's a huge testament to how the Schmoedown works. Yeah. So that was a fantastic match.
I love seeing Alex Damon's rise too, because if that dude becomes like a double belted champion in both IG and Star Wars,
yeah,
you know that he's the one to be talking about for quite some time.
Oh, absolutely.
I love his commitment to even IG right now.
Yeah. And then you have Demolanta versus Cabrera doing the Star Wars finale.
Hold up.
Man, people were sleeping on Andres Cabrera so much. Oh, and I mean, we were too. Kinda.
Here's the thing. And honestly, like, if I were being fully transparent, it's not that we were sleeping on Ace, it's that
I was sleeping in my bed.
Well, sure.
We made that point.
It's that we weren't sleeping on the people he was facing.
Yeah.
Because you look at the likes of Laura Kelly. I mean, Ken Napzok. So first of all, Ken Napzok, champion. Laura Kelly faced the champion, and Andrew Demolanta, hungry as I am right now, and I really want to end the stream so I can eat. But but that's besides the point.
Different hunger.
Andrew Demolanta, like, this was his time. This was his time to get that title shot.
Yeah.
No, it was Ace's time.
Oof.
But man, what a story that is! What a story it is for Ace, because he's the first one, and I would say this about Demolanta and Laura Kelly. Both of them had the potential at this point too. But Ace is the one that has now made me think that it is possible. It actually is possible for someone to take the belt off Alex Damon. And I wasn't thinking that going into this tournament at all.
That's the thing. I was hoping I would feel that way about someone, and I was thinking originally someone would probably be like Demolanta or maybe Laura Kelly, like stepped up her game since Spectacular.
I was also thinking we'd see great things out of Molly and maybe have a Damon versus Damon.
Which that would have been phenomenal.
Which I still really hope that we see.
But here's the thing. The ultimate underdog story. You got Andres Ace Cabrera, who was in a play-in game, a play-in match, going all the way to potentially get the belt.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like I made. It's not like we're live or anything. It's okay. You can just mess up on all the words.
I'll edit this out later.
Yeah, sure, cool. I made the joke before, but he wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
That's the kind of like awesome thing that I see from that.
By the way, Kevin Smith is in the Schmoedown.
Yeah, Kevin Smith is also in the Schmoedown now. No, I am at this point. It's gonna be hard at the Spectacular because I am a big fan of Alex Damon and him. I want to see him hold records in holding that Star Wars belt, but at the same time, if we're being real about it, for a lot of people, the Star Wars division needs to be kept fresh. Otherwise, they're going to say, flush that division, we're done with it, move on.
Yeah.
Or just make it exhibitions or something.
And it just gets retired
this
as
tournament,
Alex Damon.
Yeah, this tournament has shown you we don't need to do that. There's a lot of fire in this division. But in order to keep it
out
fresh...
of questions.
That's true. In order to keep it fresh, you might need to have the belt passed on to somebody else at this point. And if this were wrestling, you would write that into the storyline that, okay, Alex Damon's had his time with the belt. Let's for this storyline, let's give it to that up and coming champion who had that Cinderella story in the tournament. That makes the most sense. He's got a bunch of fan support behind him now. Everyone's kind of rooting for Ace. Let's do that. Unfortunately, for that kind of storyline, the Schmoedown's matches aren't pre-written. They are real competition. And so while I do like Alex Damon and would love to see him continue to defend and be that just ever dominating champion,
yeah,
you've got to have some fresh blood come in and take that belt now. And I think this might just be Ace's time.
Yeah. And then look out next year. The Cinefanatics will be coming for the Star Wars. No, we're not.
I love Star Wars. I'd like to continue loving Star Wars. And the only way I can continue loving Star Wars is not...
thought we were good at Star Wars, and then the Schmoedown created a Star Wars division. We're like, oh, we don't know about Star Wars.
We're good at the Star Wars that's in IG.
Yeah.
I feel like we're good at that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spectacular, hoping we get that live, but at the rate this year's going, I don't think we're doing anything for the rest of this year.
Oh, man, I need a live event too.
Oh, man, we all need a live event.
I miss the live events.
We all need a live event.
We should have had Houston. Like, our original intention was we were going to go to Free For All and Houston.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, not to end this on the downer, but we
will see y'all again.
We will see everyone.
We are going to be like Vera Lynn, and we will meet again some sunny day.
That was a reference.
Yeah, there's a couple of people in the chat that get that reference. I mean, I'm quoting Pink Floyd, but everyone else will get the actual reference.
Nice. So, as far as like what's coming up, there's a bunch of like really good stuff coming up for Schmoedown. Again, like we said, like this weekend they're changing up the schedule a little bit. This Saturday is going to be the Chance Ellison versus Robert Parker match on Skybound's channel,
and then on the YouTube channel.
And I guess the YouTube channel. I don't know.
Either way, woo! It's gonna be a fun weekend.
It's great. I love the connection there. I love the partnership with Skybound that Schmoedown has made. Great stuff, and I believe that we absolutely need to be supporting that all the way. But then also on Sunday, we're going to have, I think not only are they doing an actual SCN live on Sunday, which is very interesting, and they're doing that during the Skybound Expo also, but we're also going to see back on Schmoedown's YouTube channel, I believe we're going to see Zipper versus Kalinowski.
Yes.
We're going to see if Zipper can take his revenge on corruption.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be interesting. It'd be good TV.
I'm bored by it. I'm just going to yawn during it.
Dwelling, give me Kalinowski.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's happening this weekend. Lots of good stuff on the Schmoedown to support. So if you have not, everyone in our current chat has. But if you're listening on audio or you're watching on a replay and you have not for some reason subscribed to the Schmoedown Entertainment Network, we would very much recommend that you do so because that channel is putting out some great stuff. Also,
given the circumstances,
also Skybound too at this point.
Yeah. Given the circumstances, this is still doing pretty well.
Yeah, here's the thing. They opened the season with #NewEra. Still going strong. This is despite the pandemic, this is still maybe the strongest the Schmoedown has ever been in terms of caliber of gameplay, the strategy that we're seeing play out.
Only imagine if they were in a studio, how well this would be going too.
And they're still on their way to getting their own studio also. Like that's somewhere down the pipeline in the future. You know that's coming.
Well, I mean, we're saving some money on some overhead this year.
That's true. That's for sure. But hopefully, like when that happens, when it comes down, it's just gonna, man, this thing's gonna take off. It's gonna skyrocket. It's gonna be awesome. Anyway, that's about it for the Schmoedown. Got a bunch of good stuff coming up. Hope to see you all in December.
Yeah. Anyways, do y'all have any questions? Make sure y'all drop any questions.
Got a couple.
Streamlabs super chat questions in the chat.
Got a couple more from PC at Streamlabs. Said, oh yes, brought it up last time. Coles versus Phil's for French dips. She's 33 and a native, and dinner is on her.
Ooh.
I will always take up anytime someone says food is on them. I will never turn that down.
Okay.
I don't know why you paused there, but all right.
I was trying to think of a joke of like, I'm thinking like the food is actually on them.
That's
like,
a stupid joke. Moving on.
Yeah, it wasn't working very well.
She also said, okay, guys, you want that Schmoebot or not? Hannah can suck it.
I mean, are we talking about like us trying to get a Schmoebot on our channel here, like during this? Because I haven't quite figured out that yet.
Here's the thing: it works well for the type of show that SCN Live is because
you can potentially say naughty things.
Yeah, SCN Live is not a show for children.
No,
it's not a family friendly, family oriented show. It's definitely geared more towards an adult audience. Our channel is. We're trying to keep pretty much all of our channel at this point geared more towards family-friendly content, just because it.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, I mean, we might make alluding references here and there that is going to go over the head of kids, but
you got to do something, otherwise no one would watch it. Yeah, guys. So there's a movie coming out. It looks great.
I'm really going to take your microphone away from you. Anyway, so I don't know if we'll ever actually have like an official like Schmoebot type robot. We might find some fun things to do in the future, though. That could be fun.
I want to find like when they can do the Schmoebot type robot that can take like any curse word and change it to like the 1920s equivalent. Ah, shucks.
Oh,
that would be funny if it could just automatically do that. That would be great.
PC is saying that she can put in a Schmoebot advertising us. So a Schmoebot, so someone else essentially advertising for us on SCN Live.
Oh yeah, no, I'll never turn that down.
Yeah. Hey, if you want it, if you want to do that, absolutely, completely down for that. I feel honestly because I feel kind of awkward sometimes going on. If I'm being completely honest here, I feel kind of awkward going on SCN and just trying to promote anything that we do through Schmoebot type stuff. Anyway.
And that's feeding back what I said at the beginning of this. If you're sitting there trying to like do like hashtag draft the Cinefanatics, if you're trying to promote us in the draft, what was it? Camshaft. We did mention you earlier because you did that during the Chill to Action last night with Coy.
Yeah.
So we did call you out earlier in this episode in regards to doing that. I don't think you were here, but if you're wanting to see us, kind of like what we said in the chat last night, you have to tweet the managers, tweet Christian, make sure they know that you want to see us. I know we have the drive, we have the want, we have the hunger. Because you want to eat tonight, but we also have the hunger to play, to win. This could be a lot of fun if we're able to get in there and start like racking up some points for some managers, because I know we can.
Uva.
What's Uva?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is
that the car that we're
That's one of
driving
those
to LA in? Is it gas efficient?
That's one of those things I was trying to say two different things at the same time.
Check it out.
Don't worry about it.
The 2021 Uva gets 60 miles to the gallon.
Ford Uva.
The Ford Uva.
The Ford Uva.
Take a trip to LA in one.
It's a Ford, so you might get halfway there.
Before you're on the side of the road. Oof.
Uva.
That's what it is. Hot take.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's what I say. Like, here's the thing. I know, kind of like what he was saying, we can't just go on to SCN and promote ourselves. Hey guys, check out the Cinefanatics. That's not good. Okay, it's just not respectful. So I mean, if y'all want to, we're not gonna say no.
So PC said, what should she say? We'll leave that up to you. We are not going to dictate what somebody should or should not say about us. If you love us, then say what's on your heart.
All those like ones that are in the chat right now, there's a lot of hearts in there.
All them hearts. Anyway, real quick, because there's a couple questions there. Cam is asking, what am I going to eat? I'm going to have a nice salad. I'm trying to eat a little bit better to some degree. It's maybe not the best salad for you because there's definitely like ranch dressing and like some barbecue sauce and stuff involved in it.
Ranch dressing though.
It's a said hashtag HEB earlier. It's definitely like it's an HEB branded salad. So
those of y'all who know Austin, Texas, we love our HEB.
Here everything's better.
HEB is easily the best grocery store in the entire country.
Not a sponsor, but they should be.
And I will defend that. And they can sponsor me all day long.
Yeah.
So here's how good HEB is. I'm doing one of their like pre-made meals that all I gotta do is stick in the oven. It's a falafel crusted cod. A piece of fish that's crusted in falafel. That is so good.
We are overtime.
Oh, yeah, but I could talk about falafel crusted. Anyways, I need to start a cooking channel is what I need to do.
Yeah. So the more Patreon supporters we get, the more Streamlabs we get in, the more that he can ditch his day job and actually start a cooking channel.
I can start a cooking channel. That'd be so much fun.
And for those who are into food, that I would highly recommend subscribing to that channel because it would be a good channel. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. Fun stuff.
As someone who's eaten my food, you want to see this.
I want to eat this. Anyway, that's about it for us. What we got plugs and such. Keep following this channel. We're doing stuff.
Grabbing those last minute questions still if you want, but we're gonna start plugs. Make sure you follow us at Cinefanatics MLP on Twitter and Instagram. Again, there is the Patreon that my hair is pointing at. Patreon.com/Cinefanatics. We just made some changes to the tiers. We might make some more changes to it. We're kind of discussing that still. We may or may not. Who knows? But
We are?
I
Okay.
don't know.
Anyway.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
There's definitely some stuff that we could do eventually in
I like
the future.
pretending that you're springing things on me in the middle of the show.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure you hop on the Patreon. That definitely could help us out in the future because there's a lot of stuff that we have planned.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff I'm excited about.
Oh, yeah.
We have an entire whiteboard over in our living room full of like the ideas of stuff that we want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Including what you mentioned earlier. We do have a new show that we're going to be working on pretty soon. So all of that is going to be helpful if people are hopping on the Patreon and helping to support us, because that's what we want to see is support. If you can't support us monetarily, because these are trying times right now, being in the chat, sitting here subscribing, liking, commenting, all of that is also very helpful, and we very much appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
No, thank you. Nice input. So just the fact that you guys are here, absolutely love that. Camshaft is asking, are you guys in the same room? As of right now, this second, we are in the same room. We are sitting at a table. There's his hand in front of me. We are sitting at a dining room table. Did I put a picture? I could have sworn I put a picture of like what this looks like.
You might have.
But this is our dining room in our apartment. I mean, right here beyond this camera and computers is our kitchen.
Beyond the fourth wall is a kitchen.
Yeah. Back behind me is our living room where we filmed.
Fascinating information.
Whatever. Again, people like the behind the scenes. I know I do. I love seeing the behind the scenes stuff.
Guys,
so.
just when we nice. When we do the Blu-ray, you can watch the special features later. Cinefanatics in 4K.
And it's gonna be a Blu-ray. I mean, it's going to be blue. I
yeah.
guarantee blue will be involved. So.
Yeah.
Pardis is asking, have you guys seen The Old Guard yet? No, we have not.
No, that's on Netflix.
Is that on
It's
Netflix?
a Charlize Theron movie.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah. I might look into that and
Honestly,
check that out, just because there's no other new movies coming out.
There's been some Netflix original releases that have come out that we're behind on that we could probably actually be doing and having reviews on for the channel. So we could
What's
actually.
the one with Hemsworth?
Yeah, the
Extraction or
yeah, I believe so.
I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, we missed that one too. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff that we could end up doing where we could end up doing a tagline, which is just a bunch of the 2020 movies that were released on streaming that we haven't caught up on yet that we need to do reviews for. Sans Trolls World Tour, I'm not doing that one.
Yeah.
But Scoob you've seen, I haven't seen, so
Scoob was good.
Scoob we can do here in a little bit too. But anyway, that's all that stuff.
See, no other PC just dropped. PC dropped in the Streamlabs. Schmoebot on, word for word, what y'all want. I mean,
What's your order? I'm gonna hand deliver it. I'm gonna make it to order for you. That's not.
is that Hamilton?
No. Hamilton, Shamilton, Flamilton, Bamilton. That's Brett talking about Hamilton.
Oh.
Yeah, just for SEN Live, I don't know. Again, it's just whatever you feel is right for us. Whatever's on your heart. I don't like the idea of telling people, "Hey, say this specific good thing about me."
No.
What if you have something that you're like, "Hey, I want to say this good thing about them." Do as you please.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Let's see. Pardis is saying, do you want to see X-Men first or Fantastic Four first in the MCU?
Fantastic Four.
I will say, yeah, Fantastic Four. I am eager to see Fantastic Four done right. And I know the MCU can do it.
We've gotten good X-Men movies. We have not really received a great Fantastic Four movie yet.
Yeah.
First one's passable.
I know somewhere within the depths of this channel there was a video idea we had at one point called Fix It Films, in which we tried to fix the Fantastic Four. It was an idea we had it was over almost 2 years ago at this point. We filmed this at a local comic book store over here.
Yep.
Where we were talking about how to fix how we would fix the Fantastic Four. It was before we understood how to have camera personalities. It's like 20 minutes long of us just like, I do this. Like,
I don't want to rewatch that video. Here's the thing. I don't mind. I do not mind watching myself. I can watch myself. I just don't want to. I don't want to watch that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch any of those that are like right when we first started, because those are the ones that are going to be the cringy. I'm okay with watching myself now. Like a video we put out last week. Oh yeah, good stuff.
Oh, last week, but not the week before. Absolutely not the week before.
I'm using that as an example, you dummy.
You dummy. That was the 2 robots from Iron Man. Anyways, so that's going to wrap it up for the tagline this week.
Maybe we don't want to be a team in the Schmoedown. Maybe we can just split us up, and maybe I will be a heel.
Well, maybe. That's going to do it for the tagline this week. Again, thank y'all for watching. When are y'all going to watch good films? Athlete A, Never Let Me Go, 3 Ordinary Strangers. I've seen at least the thing about the 3 Ordinary Strangers, and that looks pretty interesting. So, if you're unfamiliar, get familiar with the Cinefanatics.
Hoorah. Uva.
I am not the MTS demographic. I'm a Jeff Snyder demo. Fantastic. So, anyways, that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank y'all for watching, and let me get headset because I need to know what I'm doing here. Ooh, now I can hear me in the audio again.
DJ, yeah, he's gonna start talking like this because he's hearing himself, and it's gonna weird, and it's gonna sound really weird on audio.
It's echoey.
Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up. Let's go ahead and end it. Roll that beautiful bean footage music.
And now,
there it is. All right.
Thank y'all for watching the tagline. We are the Cinefanatics. We will see y'all next week.
Oh, yeah.
Right here, Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Central Time for the tagline next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great evening and good night.
Oh, yeah.